Um, is anyone else experiencing a little lag?
We're live. Oh,
Live from the Phoenix Wing, within the Ring of Fire, like a living surge of the Desert of Ash itself, come join us in mystic, mythical Kaveh Gathale. Step into these hallowed halls. Beckon the ogre's call. Embrace the flame face of Morgul. Step into a world designed for adults, adult style fantasy playing with platforming style play unique to Within the Ring of Fire to allow you the elevation of elegant description, collaborative role playing, collaborative narrative sharing. It makes it very, very, very easy to flame tend, and it allows the players to hold a stake into the game in a way unlike any other. It's not simply your Dungeons and Dragons experience. Break the hex apart and electrify the living imagination of your mind. Play here, Within the Ring of Fire. You can go to drivethrurpg.com and pick up the first 5 books for Within the Ring of Fire. Here be dragons be coming. Now, you can also hit me up, send me a friend request, Anderwood on Facebook, an easy way to get a hold of me. You can get every PDF ever to be released for Within the Ring of Fire for a one-time, one low payment of $75. They get you 5 immediately, along with an additional bonus, along with extra bonuses, and you could definitely enjoy that from Raw Immersive Games. Come join us on our official Facebook forum. About 1,000 people on there. You could be on there. That's a great way to find. You say, damn, I want to play an amazing game. Come play Within the Ring of Fire. And games pop up there all the time. My man Andrew Van Roy running games. My man Lou right here running games. You understand? All kinds of games are breaking loose, and you might get to deal with one of these legendary flame tenders, better than the best, better than all the rest, and you will enjoy your excursion into the creative fields of lucidity. Amazing a billion times over. You have my guarantee on that. And you can pick those books up. You can become part of this. You can become part of a role playing game from a role player, from role players, from people that love role playing, from people that get it, from people that want to help you climb the stairway to RPG heaven with burning wings. Make sure you subscribe right now to his channel. Hit the button. What else could you do with your life? Make sure to hit my boy Lou channels up, and you can see a tremendous amount, the most Within the Ring of Fire live play action available anywhere, right on his channel. Go through the catalogs, subscribe, like, and you can see enormous amounts of hours of completed sagas of both a short time and of many, many, many game sessions. You can see there with very intriguing, interesting catalysts. You can also go check out the Onion Kid right here with our good friend to subscribe to him, and not currently present, but present at all times. Where there's Earth, there's this man, and we call him from the green grass. You understand, of Bluegrass, Kentucky. It is both green and blue. From them long, drifty fields. You go check out Philippe Garzella, subscribe to his channel, support him, and tell his ass to make more Godzilla videos because my son likes them. And let me turn it over to our lovely and talented flame tender. Meow. Take it away. Time to go a Viking on their minds.
well, yeah, we will start with a very short recap with, yeah, as we just list up something off. But, yeah, last time, Kuro, spoken tongues, Abitax got ridden with ghosts, Alcroba gained a small insight into the demise of his father, and Eros grew wings, grew feathers. I guess this should be this one. And let's see here. Eros, you are in the middle of this growing gathering of people cheering and smiling at you and your wings. Coins and flowers are being thrown at your feet. Hope is emanating from the people around you. The ogres and satyrs are making the most noise, but some are just quiet, looking at you. He's the flame dancer! People scream. You wince at their screaming, and as your wings fade, they grow closer, lifting you to the nearest tavern. as you speak your words of adornment, and you are adorned with all what they can offer. And we go to Akrova from this scene of celebration and hope, laughter, but still this strange feeling of being more, even though you and these people are seeming to, they're relying on you for something. They're not speaking. You can see it in their eyes. And it feels strange not to know what. But we see Akrova sitting at the stream. The night has gone and his mind is slowly getting back to its former self. Small salamanders are crawling around you in this slightly mossy area. The stream is flowing. And you rise up, walking back to the only direction you can get in, to that city where lights are filling the sky, lighting up those gentle doves flowing in. And you see, as you're walking on the street back, the tall weeds flowing in the wind. You're enjoying that quiet tranquility as you walk there. And you see, on your way back, see a cart with one you've seen before, an ogress like you, handsome but not beautiful. You remember her from standing in that tavern days ago in the wedding, besides the one with the mask. On her cart there are others, there are satyrs and there are clay pots, and you hear them speaking loudly as there are no others in the street. It's fairly vacant. You are just walking in the side. Rushfin, how do you know why could he eat them? Stop fixating. We should soon get there from the Dark Fae, and we will collect them if they don't tell us what we need to know. And you can see them driving by as you walk to the House of Contemplation. I presume I will not.
Oh, I ain't going back in there. That place doesn't give. That place is filled with currently unpleasant memories and even more dangerous questions lurching forward from the depths of Arkova's mind as he attempts to try to make sense on the way back of all that he has witnessed. As he does, he overhears this conversation passing by and turns his head, takes note of that, and continues forward. If he does have to sleep, he'll just sleep outside somewhere. Probably make a.
That you are invited to stay inside the orc community by the Negali, who are now watching.
That's true. Actually, yeah. He'll head down to the orcs.
You can see a tall Negali male in iron mail, and he locks you inside. There's a door now, and you can see there are like wooden bars lying on the inside, waiting for them to build up this small wall. And they get in. Akrova. He nods at you, and then he like looks out and again into the night sky, and you can see the moons are out bright. And you,
He'll lift his eyes up regarding it, and for that moment, the discs of Aramon match his own eyes for a brief moment before glancing back down, regarding the little fellow. He'll
oh, he's not little. He's nearly as tall as you. He's like
Oh,
7 feet.
okay, well,
So it's like
alright.
he's in a gully, you know.
Oh, okay.
They are nearly to your height.
Oh, he'll just nod to them, not really saying much. Still, his mind is hmm, quite frayed at the moment, and he'll walk past him after giving just a friendly gesture of a nod. As he gets inside, he'll head forth to find Apatax, but he won't be yelling. He'll go to the hovel that he vaguely remembers that he was in, and when he gets towards it, he'll
That's
kind of
Kuro's hut.
Kuro's hut. Oh, okay. He'll head there.
And you are, of course, having a bad dream, Kuro. Remembering something no person, no soul should ever remember. As you are seeing those, sleek face following you over the hills, but you awake as you are realizing that it's not a hill, but a drop. And you fall and you wake up to see someone, I guess, filling out your door as a crower would.
No. And I throw just a clay mug. It's got water in it.
Oh, he doesn't even bother dodging. He just, as he stands in the doorway, peeking his head inside, the clay mug, we see it, dancing in the air, smash, right up against his nearest shoulder. He barely pays it any mind as he looks at it, and then looks back at you. That's no way to treat a guest. I think.
Akova. You
Yeah.
you did not
Hello
see
there.
them, did you?
Hello there, Kuro. Sorry if I startled you, my friend. I think, and he kind of just leans in a little bit. I think I had too much opium. Too much. I
Oh,
was beginning to see strange things.
I see. Yeah, sometimes you must limit your intake. You would not wish to get satamine, you understand?
Mm.
It is an affliction. It's most, it dulls your senses and turns you into a drooling idiot, as we see on the streets. Yes, all those wandering derelicts and indigents. Some of them were born that way, being satyrs and all, but others have imbibed too much, burnt their minds. No, we can't have you and those magic fingers going to waste in the muddy streets of Flame Dance. No, you are one for the concert halls. You are one for the finer things. And I'm still kind of looking around, a little confused. Uh, yeah.
Akova then kind of just like crouches immensely and just kind of shuffles his way inside, and then kind of just sits down on the floor, and in lotus position, no doubt. And he just kind of lurches forward like some overly sized Buddha statue, and just kind of looking at you.
Okay, yeah. Anytime you need some respite, anytime you need to you lay your burdens down, and sort of like look to the mandolin. You know, always you can always count on my hospitality. You can come in here and you'll find only generosity. And I'm like, oh man, I'm missing that clay mug that I threw, and I get another one, and you know, fill it with some water, pass that over.
Thank you, Kuro. Your hospitality is always appreciated. You wouldn't believe what I saw. Eros. He was talking to somebody. I had just turned the corner. He had told me to grab this Freyine woman. I didn't know what was going on. And then as soon as I did, I heard that Typhon I would talk to. He shouted to me. He said that was not part of the deal. He said. And then her and Eros, they started having this back and forth, and then she started saying these things about being able to destroy the house and most of the town if she was mad enough, and then Eros, he seemed to be in a strange stupor. Oh yes, and it doesn't even end there. She walked through that serpent as if he wasn't there, right through him, and oh. And then I tried to pick up Eros, try to get him home, try to get him away. Oh no. All of a sudden he burst into flames and wings of fire burst forth from his back.
Truly, the power of the dream smoke is an amazing thing. Yes. Well, you don't have to worry about that. The thought of a Freyine here is it's very unusual. Them golden fae. I mean, I've heard of them, of course. I'm a well-read and literate man, but to see one here so far to the east, it's very rare. They live north and wester ways. They like islands. They like their golden country to the great north. And one with power to destroy this whole town with but a thought. Surely, unless she is an avatar of some god, then we have nothing to worry about that. And as far as walking through a snake or bursting into flames, I believe the wind must have just picked up Eros's flaming hair, and it billowed gloriously behind him and took on the appearance of wings as the smoke danced and gamboled about your brain.
As you say that, Arkova lifts up his hands, looking at his palms, and then he turns them towards you, showing how they have been burnt, along with his forearms. I don't think that was a trick of the mind. It felt real. I felt the burn. And then I ran. I wanted no part of that. Some strange contest of spirits. I want no part of it. And yet, I made a deal with that serpent. I have to see that one through. Who knows what strange vexes they may put upon me. I've heard tales of this. Someone needs something, they get lulled in by their silver tongues, and then boom! He lurches his fist out and grabbing the air before you. They snatch your soul for a price. Hold it captive. They'll keep it close to them real nice. And then they'll say to you, "You do as I say, or you'll be mine."
Well, that sounds like a Typhon. Certainly. And you say silver tongue. Yes, that is an ominous saying. Some people accuse me of having such a thing, but I would do no such violence upon someone. Yes, the silver tongue, that is someone who through their words and deeds can cause you to sign a contract beyond the silvery skein of death, when your soul should be passing its way to the afterlife. But no, they've tricked you out of your soul. That's why they call it a silver tongue. You've cheated Ta'Hoole. You've cheated death. And they've taken your soul. Ugh. I hear it's an insult in the Orcish community. They revere them elder creators and their trolls.
Kiro, I think this is the only place where I can feel safe anymore. I
Hmm.
trust you. I trust the orcs. They're kind.
Well, you can certainly trust me.
Oh, of course. That's why I'm here. And he just like kneels over and puts his palm to his forehead and begins to rub it. But then as he does so, he feels something squirming and sliming that he didn't notice before, and around the side of his ear he kind of plucks gently a salamander. Oh
Is there
yeah.
anything there?
I don't know, when I ran out there to just wash my face, there are hundreds of these things in there. Thousands. Tiny they are. Look.
Hmm. Well, well, we should fry it up? I don't know.
No. No. I don't want to risk this being some child of some great spirit. And he kind of lumbers outside a little bit and just opens his palm and lets it crawl on to the floor below. Go on, little one.
Hmm.
Ugh.
Well, there you go. But I'll tell you, Arkova, you're new to this area, and every I don't know 4 cycles or so, the rivers become a wash in those little things. You can just
Really?
scoop them out with a net and have yourself a nice breakfast. And I know they resemble the large and speaking salamanders, those strange soft lizard men who will skulk about flame dance. You'll see a few of them. They may look like them, but that's not them. You don't need to worry about that. You're not eating some speaking thing, some intelligent thing.
Hmm. So you say.
Yes, I can say a lot. You can just listen to my wisdom. I do appreciate this, Arkova. You feel safe here. You come to me for advice. Makes me feel valued. Makes me feel like I got a true friend, and I appreciate this. Yes, a giant true friend that he needs to duck down to even come inside my door. Yes, no one would come here. No one ever come here looking for trouble with Arkova around. That's for damn sure.
Carol, you know exactly what to say to brighten my day. And in turn, and he swivels the mandolin around, allow me to entertain yours. And he begins to play a serenade.
Oh, fine thing. Yes, and so I relax and I enjoy the music and and I speak things up. Perhaps later, if you need to take your mind off things, we can go into town. We can look about. Maybe you can punch a film. Make yourself feel a little better.
Oh, I've had my fill of people for one day, Kuro. I just maybe for the entire, maybe for the rest of the cycle. I just, oh, surely. What forces have I allied myself with now?
Hmm. Well,
He's like
Typhon.
shaking his head in
Yeah.
like this strange disbelief as he continues to play.
Is the Typhon are not ones to be trusted, and yet the followers of Opiate I have known to be an excellent folk. Yeah, strange, of course. They will babble for days after imbibing or smoking down their many pleasures, but there's a wisdom to be found in that inane babbling. In fact, it has inspired me in certain ways to, well, amongst you, It is no longer a secret, but my ways of the Oracle. I have been inspired by them. I believe it is why I was drawn here to Flame Dance, a place of dream and wonder. Although I take a different path than them, the methodology is very similar. I look upon the world and I see that which is unseen by most. I can decipher strange things from even the most innocuous of happenings, the way that the winds blow down the path to my door, the ways that the trees sway, the number of branches on one side versus the number of branches on the other. Sometimes they speak to me and they tell me of things, and it is up to me to understand and decipher this, and it is not so different in the ways of those dreamers, though theirs is more of a passive approach. They are the receptacle, and I would then pour from a pitcher into the clay mug again. They are this mug, and knowledge. They can only hope that knowledge is poured into them. But and then I pick up the little Y-shaped divining rod. I am like this. I will venture out, looking for water, trying to find it. Although sometimes my mouth will go awful dry. But that is a risk. That is a risk that I take in my path of the Oracle.
When you say that, Arkova looks down and his playing begins to stop. He takes his mandolin off and sets it off to the side, and he gets up close to you. And on his knees, he then bows his head. Kuro, as he lifts it back up, I ask of you, can you use your ability to divine and tell me something?
I believe that I could. Now, here's a little something I call, and I begin gathering like my parchments in an inkwell. I call it automatic writing. I need to meditate. I need to think about the void. I need to think about that singular oversoul that unites all of Kavega Thale and dip but one iota of a pinky finger into that wellspring of knowledge. And if I can pull it out and understand what I've brought forth, then my hand begins to write on its own, and strange words can flow forth, and we must decipher them, and I may need your help with it as well if we are delving into your life. I know not of the entire past of Arkova.
Here, and he pulls out a trinket, a little rabbit's foot, and he places it in front of you. I need to find where the Duxet are.
And I pick it up and I'm sort of like looking at, well, they're all over. They're all wandering peoples, hopping here and there. You could find one anywhere, Arkova.
No, there's a large gathering of them here in town. I know not where, but I was told by that servant that there is, and that within that group there lay items that it wants, amulets that it needs.
Amulets? It's as if there's a war amidst the dream. The Typhon, the Snake Man, asking you to search out the rabbit, hunt them into the holes. Often, they are associated with dreams and wonder. I've seen such a thing play out in the forest. A large serpent will slither into the warren of a rabbit, eat the little ones. But here, it seems, you are made to be the hunter. The snake is not doing it by himself. These are important facts. You see, everything in the world is connected. And this is a symbology of the natural world. If I heard wolves out there in the forest howling, I would look to Eros and see if there was something of his destiny that I need to look at. If there were a strange spate of oak trees found felled out there. Then I looked at Apotax and see if his health was failing for some reason. You see, everything is connected. The spirits want us to hear. The spirits want us to know. We need to learn how to listen.
Arkova nods as you're saying this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now let's see what I can dig up. Let's see what I can decipher from the infinite wisdom of the one and only Oversoul. Yes. And I take a lotus position and I just begin meditating and mentally reaching out as if a ethereal hand had extended from that third eye in the middle of my forehead. A blue ethereal hand reaches out, grasping and groping for knowledge and thought. And were anyone able to see with Mage's sight, but you can, audience, you can, they would see that the prana, as you can see here from the overlay done by Phil, would be sparking about my body, and yet it does not flow or crackle like flame or water. It glows, but there are cracks. There are cracks through my body. There's cracks in my soul, and energy seeps out like steam from a broken locomotive engine. Yes, there's a great waste of prana. It is lost. It is not put to use. It is a shattered soul that reaches out. And I'm reaching out there with the energies, attempting to glean any sort of knowledge.
So, are you trying to summon forth a temporal?
I suppose if we'll go out of character for a second. Well, you know my one of the advantages I have. Maybe I could dip into that, or summon temporal.
Okay, I will say that it could be a combination. As you're looking at Akrova, you can see time itself wrapping around him.
Oh, his eyes widen and he backs up a bit towards the other end of the shack, and kind of and still kneeling down, this time on one knee. He's looking forward like a curious little boy. His eye is just filled with a mixture of fear and wonder, all at the same time. These new experiences, and then he gets those flashes of those bright and beautiful wings of Eros Adonis. And he thinks to himself, yes, it's making sense now. And slowly begins to temper himself and watches.
Oh, Mia, you're muted. Mia, you're still muted.
Well, sorry. As you are, damn it. As you're looking at Akrova, you can see that as if the temporal spirits are, he is in like the same net of temporal spirits of moving forward of these strings of time, but it's as if they are thinner around him, as if they were nearly cut up, as if you're nearly untangled from something from this time stream, but still, still hold in place. And as you sit there looking at this, you see something else flashing before your eyes. You see a place so far away, still you feel the same temperature, the same wind in your face as you're looking outside a window now, looking on a street with different big buildings and people outside and beautiful garments, and you're looking outside and you're looking down at your hands. They're old, feeble hands, and you have scrolls over. You're looking and you are copying a scroll and you're looking at this. And it's as if the words are still trying to get together, so they are muffled by the light coming in. You see a temple with a praying mantis just in front of your window. Seems so familiar, as if you looked at this for hundreds of cycles every time you looked outside your window, and you know it's yours. And you see something in front of you, and you can see the scribbles on someone you know well, and you see the scribbles signed by the Ghost Eater. You know him well, and you see this, and you hear a voice, and you turn, and you see a small girl walking into your office. Pink hair, pink eyes. And you're back. Still seeing Akrovas as you could see. You saw her safety net, where these strings were tied so hundreds of times more than you could see Akrovas. They were like bandages wrapped around her, and you see Akrova with just one fix to his. But something were fixing it. That is what you see.
I'm back. I looked outside from my window as I wrote a scroll, and I saw it. I saw the temple of the praying mantis. You've seen them out there in the forest, for sure. The green hunters. And there she was. She walked in there with pink hair, pink eyes. And her time stream was so strong, so powerful, Arkova. She is protected by something. By the Ghost Eater? I know not. I knew the Ghost Eater. Sometime so long ago. But you, Arkova. And as I'm looking at Arkova, yes, I see the mathematical symbols, and while most oracles see them in straight lines, or as like a flowing stream, to me they are always loops, circles of runes about someone's neck, or about their arms, or their hands. But Arkova has but one about his neck, and he is connected by a single strand, like a watch chain, single strand into the time stream. And I reach out for that strand, visible only to me. Oh, Arkova, they've weakened your connection. You must be careful. They thought they could sever you from the time stream. But no, you've managed to hold on for dear life, but you're hanging by the cliff. 4 fingers, Arkova. You must hold on even stronger. They thought they could sever you, but no. You're the mighty one. You managed to fight back.
There's
Pounded your head on the floorboards until you were mushing, dripping bits of bone into the wood now, weren't you?
There's a bit of a gleeful smile that comes up when you say that, but then, his hand is onto the ground and it kind of clenches into the dirt, the fingers and nails digging into it as you begin to speak about what you have seen. Someone tried to attack me then. Is that what you saw?
Yes. Try not to destroy only your body, but to remove you from time. This is a hatred so powerful. No, not a hatred. Is it a duty? As if they were called by a high power to eliminate some, the ones that stuck out like nails in a board. They need to hammer them down if they stand out too much. Balance? Doesn't sound right.
No, doesn't sound right to me. I'm no one special. I just play. And occasionally, kind of lifts up his arm, smacks his bicep. And occasionally, I bring the pain when things get tough. I get rough.
I wouldn't sell yourself, and I actually look up to Arkova. I wouldn't sell yourself short. No, Arkova, your plan is very much akin to advanced mathematical equations. The timing of every note, when you think about them written upon the page, it's like numbers out there. And the whole world, you see, revolves around numbers. Everything is a probability. And I start to drip some of that water onto my hand, and it goes in little streams. Now, if I were a better magi, I could predict exactly how each drop would go down my hand and down my arm every single time, but I'm not skilled there yet. And if the timing of the world can be figured out, then is not the world a song sung by spirits at every moment? If you could only figure out that tune, Arkova, you could mold and shape reality. Arkova, do not sell yourself short as a simple magician. You play the song of the world, and I think someone fears you for it.
When you say that, there's this brief moment, this stoner whoa man moment that kind of washes over his face as you say these things. His eyes go wide, and he just begins to nod. You're right, Kiro. This is true, I think. I feel it. Yes. Right here. Patting his chest. Someone must want me dead for my talents. Just like they did him. I will not be easy prey for them. I have strong allies. He pats you on your shoulder. I will not fall so easy. They wish to take me, and they will have a hard time, that is for sure.
Yes. In Calixian, we have a word, Kialka. Now, translated into Sindarian, it essentially means killing someone before they kill you. It is considered an art form in Calixian, and I believe now is the time to administer some Kialka. You know some of the targets, and I think it's time to get the initiative. Now, and I pick up that rabbit's foot. Now let's see if we can find him.
He holds his hand out to take it from you, and there's a big, meaty ogre grin. And we kind of zoom out of the hut as he just kind of there's this low hum, bellowed laughter.
And we see Abitax with his long cloak over, casting a glance to the hut as he walks outside, because he is about to assign some Sorry, I butchered it. I tried. Well, as the world clearly results of one number, the most holy of number, the number of 4 as he walks the streets. Music are playing outside. Laughter is heard as he walks. And you can feel pulling to a particularly close establishment. You don't hear anything, you just feel that tug. Inside the establishment you can hear, of course, music. You will be able to smell. Someone in that tavern is able to smell all the most wondrous of drinks. Raisin smelling wine, which is of course the best one, because that's just delicious. Chiron fruits splayed out. No, I mean that's yeah. Just filling your nostril arrows as you see an orc walking in. He's as soon as you get in there, Vitak's a wine glass is smacked into your hand by a satyr, and he looks at you and says, "The flame dancer's here!" And he looks up at you, just his eyes red and his breath smelling foul, and he looks at you, just shaking your rather thin arms for an orc, and just looking up at you with these big blood-filled
I pull
eyes.
back a little bit, like, I take the cup, just look down at him a bit.
He like smiles up at you, and he's just like gesturing towards Eros that sits upon a makeshift throne. He's like on a chair on a table, and there's like cups of wine being filled to him, and people are singing quite lowly, as they wouldn't do. You have been walking around about this bar, but yeah.
So
You can see
perhaps
several people, different races are like mingling, talking, but most of them are really hammered, just sitting, talking, like gesturing towards him, and keep saying like the flame dancer.
So, the rickety wheels of the cart. I ain't walking anymore. I got a ride now. As I park my Apfelang-drawn cart, and I walk on in, and I get approached by the satyr. And as I take that cup, and he's like, the satyr runs on off, all excited, hyped up. I look at the cup, just look down at it, and I as I like walk into the room, I just sort of place it on a nearby table. As I continue just sort of walking, sort of almost
You give
prowling.
culinary, it's very good wine. Just you have a foretaste. You would able to see this because you're not like, oh, this is the. They brought out the good stock, but that's just a note. You can put it away anyway.
I just put it on the table.
And bask in them.
And perhaps Eros, as you're there, you're basking on that makeshift throne, and there's an obvious party around you. You can feel the warmth of body heat, of your own heat, and the smell of many breaths being shouting and singing. But then there's this odd, creeping cold breeze that blows into the room. You could feel it against your skin, perhaps having a higher degree of perception than most people. But I walk in, and I sort of blend in a bit into the crowd, and I slowly sort of look around as people are laughing and clanking bottles and singing, "Flame dancer," and I'm walking in like almost like this cold shade, just on a prowl.
You can see like a human woman like, huh, and when she sees you, she like walks away like, huh.
I'm paying very close mind to, of course, like I don't go into the middle of the party or anything. I'm sort of standing around the outer ring of the happening here, and I look up at Eros, and I make eye contact with you, as you're looking, you see me, and I'm looking up at you. Perhaps you're like up on a table with a makeshift throne.
I try to decide if this is the same orc that has been with me for some time. I'm not sure, but the arrogance of his look perhaps leads me to believe he is the same orc. Not sure what his name is, but I believe he might be the doctor. And
I
I
take off my cowl.
my head nod.
Like when I look at you, I take off my cowl, and then I continue sort of wandering in, like, oh, I've joined the party. But for the most part, I sort of watch and I listen. And like
Yeah,
I'll
perception
wander.
roll.
I'll
Sight.
wander.
I guess you're looking for Duke Sid.
Blades, if anyone is
Oh, also that.
like
Check
if
for that.
anyone is carrying any weaponry, I'm very much looking.
Yeah. I guess that would be sight still. Maybe, oh no, not hearing. Even though the music is slightly lower than you would expect it to be.
I got a 12.
Well, you see, there's a few with like very, very light weapon. You can see like a satyr with like even that on the side of like a scout knife, and he's just dancing, like bringing his arms around a human female to, yeah, too not interested, but.
I join the party, but I stay nearby. Like I'll wander over to like a little circle of orcs, or if there are another orc in this area, I'll just sort of gravitate
There's
towards
not
them.
any orcs, but there's
Okay.
a Nigali or two standing.
And then I'll go over to them, being a bit more comfortable around them, but just naturally sort of I regard them.
They
Good evening.
nod at you,
I
smiling.
say
with their
I say in
gleaming
like
white
broken
teeth.
shish. Evening.
Mm.
As I,
Good evening. They are more pompous than the one you would find in the orc community. They are wearing like silks and necklaces and are clearly more of the like higher society outside of the walls where people are living in huts. They're smiling.
For the most part, which isn't, I usually almost, I just sort of watch very objectively, like looking at these, the others around me that are dancing, having a great time, and I just sort of watch and listen, and anytime there's like a flash of metal or like a blade or something, I'll look in that direction. But
You can see like a watermelon like playing, and people are woo! And dancing and eating. It all seems so nice.
What
You can see the one who cut the watermelon is a Dukat shit, who has his ears and his ponytail in like the same bun.
I'm watching that one as I lean over to the Nergali, and I speak in Thraxa to it. You understand me?
It says back in like broken. Correct.
What is this flame dancer?
And he points at arrows.
Like I don't look at his point, but I'm still sort of looking at that Duxit.
You can see
I
that they could
nod.
like cleaning the blade on his pants, and then it's gone. But
And then I turn to the Nergali. Why is everyone excited? More so than usual.
Wings.
And then I look at him and I kind of pull back a bit, like he obviously said something wrong. And I say again, like, wings?
And he like looks at you for a second and then nods. Correct.
And I look at what they're drinking a bit.
Speech.
And I look up at Eros for a moment and I look back at them and I just sort of nod. But I linger a bit, not really talking them much, other than some small talk here and there. But definitely, just sort of watching, the silent sort of watcher. Watching how, the human and a satyr interact with one another, knowing that one is almost like, scientifically, objectively, like, well, that one is a primate, that one is a fae, but yet they are feeling each other like this. Why is this? That one over there, and a lot of these sort of mating rituals that these species are doing, I'm just sort of watching in vague interest in my sort of scientific mind as a people watch the crowd. What is this tavern like a known tavern, or is this a swinger?
No, it's not the swing. It's very much closer to the. It's on the map, I believe. It's like between. No, it's not on the map. I didn't make it one there. It's I imagine it like between the orc community and the House of Contemplation, in that like small blocks there.
That's
It's definitely not the best neighborhood, but it's not the Farum side of the town where, of course, the swing is, or the middle of the town where the fest hall is.
Mhm.
If you were going out to drink as an orc, it would be here, which you rarely are in the like night hours. That would be,
Yeah, would I take this as sort of later on in the night? Is this early in the night, or
No,
is
this is quite late.
Okay. But I'm still up. I'm still a bit tired, but pushing through, and I'm just sort of watching.
We go
Basically,
to
anyone that brings any weapons. That's it.
yeah, but you didn't have the
Mhm.
most greatest of the perception rolls, so well, yeah. And you, arrows are up on your throne. It's late in the night. You have been at this gathering for several hours. You haven't bought the wine, as it's quite good. The smells are filling the rooms are mostly wine, but the odor of people dancing and rubbing up against each other is like overwhelming. The smell of sweet incenses and fruits which are being cut in your honor.
I care not to dine upon fruit, but I do, upon occasion, enjoy the different scents and smells that it gives off. I am very much enjoying them finally treating me correctly. This gives me immense pleasure that these cretins are finally showing the proper due respect, and I sort of just lounge all fucking opulently in the chair, like, oh, you're damn right, and obviously entertain the more beautiful women, or allow them to entertain me. Let's just be quite clear about the procedure. Sitting there, yes. I most certainly am this prophecy you bring. Of course, at the time you could not know the name Eros Adonis, but as Flame Dancer, sure, I am. And I take a little bit of flame and sort of roll it around in my fingers. I am the gleaming, shining, perfect flame. Oh, my blood boils with the possibilities that could be afforded us with cover of velvety airborne. I am so pleased that you have recognized me, though I have walked your thoroughfare now for some change. Your eyes now are more keen and appreciative. Am I of your hospitality? And I'm just sort of just sitting there and enjoying all of this, using my nose, smelling all the fine scents that come up.
You can see different, well, bar wenches, let them call it what it is. They're coming at you with different wines, and I would like you to make a perception smelling wine as they could sit with doughy eyes, come up with a cup for you. Her eyes, or her smile is pearly white, and her hair is brown, as is her whiskers. Let's get that roll.
That is going to be 23. I'm not even looking at Duckinson as like some kind of danger or whatever, like the rest of them are. I'm just luxuriating in the afforded consideration of these individuals.
Okay, you're quick getting this cup into your hand. It smells like it's definitely like grapes, and there's also like a fruity smell to it, but there's like a slight tangy bitterness you smell to this drink as she quickly just like bends her and gets away as if she's if it's too much to be so close to you as she like gets back.
Does it smell like there's something wrong from what you're saying? This bitterness,
yeah. With a 23, it's like that's.
I reach over to her, girl, come.
And she slips out of your gaze, like when you're she has like silky garments, and you just like slip out because it's like soft, and she like looks at you with like these big eyes.
I just smile at her using my diplomacy, which is most ridiculous, I will assure you. And just sort of grab at her hand, come. Let me tell you what else I would like to go with this. And I start like moving it around, like I'm going to drink this. Like I go to like kind of drink it, then I sort of pull it back, and I'm just holding it in my hand. And
her head is like she's like trying to get away, but she doesn't do it when you're not looking. She's like getting her hand out when you're not looking.
Yeah, well,
it's like a talk, and when you look back, she's just all smiling and just slightly moving back. But
I have maximum perception, and I am very much attentive to her, though I am pretending like I'm not. I just start pulling her closer to me if I can. That's my attempt.
You can. Let's roll a.
But I'm not like forcibly yanking her. I'm just kind of like.
She doesn't have like you have a strength of 10, I believe, so she's slightly under, but she's not so weak that you will.
Sure. The way I'm doing it is kind of like I want to order something else. Like, can I come here? Let me whisper to you. That's kind of, or maybe I'm going to say something else to you. But I'm trying to like get her close so I can whisper to her. But that's what I'm trying to do. So I have to physically yank her towards me.
Yeah, a bit. She's still trying, and when she's trying to, you begin saying this, and you get more attention on you. She begins to be more like. That's just she can't pull away anymore.
Yeah, okay. Well, I haven't. I'm only adding strength to the roll. I rolled a 9 plus 2. That's 11. So I'm pulling her towards me. Let me know if I'm able to get her close to me.
But did you say how much did you roll? She has a 10. If you do that.
I have an 11.
Well, yeah. But.
I'm not trying to like grab her and yank her. I'm trying to look very pleased, very happy, very pleasant. Come, girl. Let me tell you what else I would like to go with this.
Yeah.
And now I start running, and I do have incredible bonus to seduction. So I kind of take my thumb and run it up along the base of her neck, up to the back of her head, and just start gently touching and massaging her, trying to definitely seduce her. But I want to pull her closer and closer to me, as I'm just sort of holding the drink in my hand, like I'm talking with the drink. And I kind of go in like I'm going to drink it, and then I kind of stop. Not like something's wrong with it, just like I'm just absent from it. And as I pull her in, what I'd really like to see is, and I forced a drink into her face, dumping it onto her face and into her mouth.
She can't, and trying to get it out.
Take it in, and I'm trying to like force it into her mouth. Particularly as she's coughing, I'm just trying to like force her hand forward and force the drink into her face.
Well, she begins nearly clawing at you. She doesn't have claws, but she's trying to get away. But she, of course, drinks. And when she stands there, she's like,
What? What did you put in my drink, rabbit?
Why Why would I do that?
What is wrong with my drink? I will not ask you again. I will open you up with these.
There's nothing wrong.
Why do you pull away then? Why does my drink smell wrong?
I don't know. Oh, you
You
can
do
roll
know.
it. You can roll it. You can roll it inside as she's coughing and she has like her hand ready to like throw up, but people are just looking at you like, when you do that, like moving away from your table, like, oh god. And then
16.
But roll.
Remember 16.
Oh yeah, she is definitely lying, but you can just see
Well,
her just coughing.
I just figured I go, well, you had your chance. I'm definitely going to make her see that I am going to kill her. And I'm not going for the area that I've dumped poison all over, because I do want information.
Roll reaction.
Yeah.
And I will give her a substantial
God damn it.
penalty.
Crap.
Oh,
My reaction, I want to say, is going to be 9. Yeah, 9.
I think she beats you.
Alright. She does. She sees my mouth open up enormously, and go ahead.
And she turns on her heel and just with a body backwards jump, she turns and starts sprinting out. She was
Remember, I do have a hold of her though.
oh yeah, you're right. So she should so first a brawl.
Yeah. She can use escape artist, or she can use grappling.
I would say brawl was probably something.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's not good. A 10.
All right. Well, she has competitive against mine, so let's just have a roll. Oh, that wasn't good either. I believe she has succeeded. Yes. Let's see. I got an 8.
Very lucky, Bunny. That's
well, I'm being Katara around.
Actually.
All right. So for your description, I have her by the back of the head. So go ahead.
Okay, and you're like in front of her. You have his hang here, and she like with a jump, she puts her feet on you, and then she kicks with like strength that should not be in this body because of her like small side, but that like just strength in her legs that kicked her forward like a propeller, and she runs out. You can also roll as you are looking at him, Arpitax. I should have said that you could also roll a reaction.
Mm-hmm. I have a low reaction roll.
Yeah. Good. But how low with
I got a 9 actually, it's not that low.
So how for arrows?
Arrow. I don't remember what did I roll? I rolled a 9. I rolled a 9. Yeah.
So you have both 9.
Yeah. I rolled.
Remember it was single digits.
I have a reaction bonus of +1. So yeah. What's your dexterity bonus?
You probably beat me there. I only got 1.
No, excuse me. Yeah. Dexterity. Yeah. Okay, mine's higher than that. I want to say mine is mine's a +2.
Yeah.
So I will barely act ahead of you. She's running from me.
Yeah, she's running.
Quick question for you: is she anywhere near fast enough to have that be a successful option for her? I have a run of 22.
Yeah, I know. No, it's not. She's like she has a
running from Mihangis is generally a bad idea unless you just want to excite them more. So I'm definitely going to keep in mind to see if this what I was guessing was poison is having any effect on the rabbit girl. But I am going to stalk her. This is making my blood flow with anticipation of the glory of dinner, and I am quite hungry at this point. And I will run out the tavern after her if she's going out. It's my idea.
Yeah, she's going out. You can hear that she has like a shortness of breath a bit, but she's just been forced drinking. So it's not.
So my move
in the small knowledge of poison, you wouldn't know if they was just like afraid. Just got forced to drink something or poison. So it's like the only thing that's like she seems fit enough to be able to run, but she's running.
I'm like
She has like
running.
a cookery. She has a cookery. She has got out of her. Yeah, but she's still running. And you, of course, Abitax, see this.
Okay, I just make sure you finish there. I'm gonna make her pay the price. So if we can't drink into the bar, to the tavern, to people hoisting mugs, even an orc that may or may not be the barber, who can know, is in there, curmudgeon as he may be. People looking at the true flame dancer. So many beautiful maidens and stout young lads looking on with lust in their loins as I rush through the tavern, grabbing people and just sort of moving them out of the way, rolling past them, pushing in heavy wooden chairs as one woman is knocked slightly. Her mug is loosened. Behind her back, I grab it, placing it back into her other hand as I run after her. My mouth incredibly wide, gleaming white fangs, my orange eyes filled with fury for one who would attempt to defy and defile me with such weak attempts. And I am going to not produce a sword. I'm going to bite her in the head if I can. So that will be my normal action. So she can try to evade. Doesn't need to do very well. Biting her in the head is going to be 6. Yeah, it's going to be a miserable 8.
She has 18. Oh wait,
Right.
she's when you stop. I shouldn't roll for this. She's an extra. Oh god, but she still have like just roll with the normal bonus of her.
Just roll with it.
To the rolls. I think it's 13 or 12, so that should be.
I have an 8.
Yeah.
My fangs open wide, clamping down on her fur. She twists and pushes, kicking into me, propelling herself quicker out into the thoroughfare. I'm left with naught but a tuft of white fur in my mouth. But I will be continuing quite quickly. Abitax.
The sudden burst of speed and commotion. I've seen this. I've seen this before, and perhaps many of the others that are in this tavern will see it as well. What I have seen, but as he runs out and he's pushing people by, and he runs after this Duxit. That gets my attention. My new specious sort of sight. Against these Duxit for what they have done to the orc community. I look at the Nergali next to me for a moment, and I sort of get up with a bit of a quickness, not normally known for orcs.
You can see him like nodding at you, like raising his gun. Yeah, you gotta save the day. Like good. But
I power walk. As orcs, they don't. I can't really run, but it's more like a fast power walk. With a speed of 11, as I follow out the tavern, being very single-minded right now. I just sort of I'm not strong at all, but I just put my hand on people as I'm moving, trying to move through them out the tavern.
And as you're moving, you can feel that pull you had. It's both front of you towards the running bunny and behind you. You can feel like a pull in both directions.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear there's some sort of something inside of you is not agreeing with each other, and they want to pull you in both directions, but they're trying, but yeah.
That's sort of
you
almost
feel commotion nearly inside. It's this weird cold feeling of
and Thraxi, as I'm power walking and I'm moving people out the way, I get to the threshold of the door, the entryway to the tavern as I'm leaving, and I feel those pull, kind of like, and it's kind of fogging my own mind. I say in Thraxa, quiet down, relax, guide me. Remember that face that took you. As I almost like just like muttering as I. That's
And yeah, and as we go outside the tavern, the Ducat turns around to you, Eros, as you are very close to her. She's not wearing any armor, she's just in this silken thing with long sleeves and quite an extensive cleavage, you know. She has a 17 with her kukri. As she slashes towards you, we can describe when we find out how well she goes. She
11.
okay.
I don't have a rate of
I
aim.
think she boosts 11, 17. No, she does not. You're lucky. Nearly boosts. You take 3 damage. Shall I describe, or do you want to describe?
I'm certainly happy to. If you seem like you want to, though.
Yeah.
You want to? Please. I want to.
Sorry. Well, you can see her as you take bit the top of her neck. She swirls around with just this kukri in her hand. As she swirls around and gets you a nice cut on your. It's not so much on your arm as it is your garment, your tattered garment, not worthy of you, just getting more tattered as she gets there just slightly, and you can see her stepping back and she has you can roll an inside roll as she does something with her eyes. I should roll for
10.
No, you can just see her. She does something with her eyes, like she's rolling her eyes at you, but she's still with her other hand as she waves this kukri in front of her, trying to get you away. And well, and we go to no, yeah, and back to
As
the
a mom.
roses. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, it's I am so furious that she has the audacity to do this. My body begins to burn with feathery flames bursting from my alabaster back. My eyes begin to glow and dance with fire beneath the orange orbs. My hair seems to merge with so many feathers upon my body, and I am going to try to grab her, and what will happen is not going to be good for her. So let's have a look. My dice just don't like the idea. That's going to be an enormous 10. An enormous 10 to try to grab her.
She has a defense rating of 13, and she is very lucky extra.
Apparently.
But yeah, and now for you, Apitax.
Quiet down. Focus. Oh, and then my eyes go wide as the light in the night, the fiery light explodes out from Eros. I thought he died. He just got immolated by some unknown, perhaps some blasphemous god. But then I see his form, his silhouette through the fire, and it condenses and the rest of it. And I see he's fine. He is covered in flame, and yet is not dead. And I sort of, that stops me in my tracks for about 2 seconds. And then I start lurching a bit, not towards him, but I go whoop, as if like I was going straight, trying to follow him, and then I sort of like going around him to the duck sit. I'm not like running up to the duck sit. I'm just sort of running so I have a better view, like a side view of the two of them. I mean, being as one of them has fire about them, I don't just run up on that. But I'm just sort of watching it and just like, and I come into your vision for a moment there, Eros, as and perhaps I pull your attention away as that mangy orc is here again, and as but I move there, like my arms are like out like this, like I'm trying to like block her, almost like hurt her, like block her passage from like coming this way kind of thing. I have my hands up, but it's my turn.
And you still feel that, like that tug from behind you. But as you move to that direction, it's still from inside the tavern. As you move in that direction, you'll probably see it. You can see a man, that one with the ponytail with his hair and his ears in one. You can see glowing writing on his forehead, on his cheeks, and you can see like a jug being like turned into his, like swig into his mouth. And well, you should give me Eros, you should give me a defense roll, by the way. Yes, should be here, and you can see him just like swirling in. He swirls like the water inside his mouth, and he begins
17.
in speaking. Or he doesn't speak. He begins like, what did you say?
You asked me for a defense roll. 17.
Good. And he begins like as if it's like something he's speaking, and as the last one of these coughs get out, like of ice begins forming from his mouth, as he clearly is forming a magic ritual. And I should of course roll for this. And and let's see, and that's 19. What did you get, Eros? You got
Damn well know what I
17.
got.
You got
17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you get 1 point of damage, and your speed is reduced in half as this frozen breath is sprayed onto your beautiful flaming wind from this. They could sit behind you as blue symbols are glowing in his face. And
This is a Ducat sit that I didn't see until I came out of the tavern. They used the old classic southern. They did a southern style roll job on the man. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah. He smells slightly of watermelon, but that's just a note. But that and that's now it's the other Ducat sit. She will try to get at you, and she has a glorious. Oh, that's 12. No, not 12. That's 13. You can see like a smile on her face as she looks behind you. Of course, this is what she was looking at.
Well, I crushed her roll. I rolled a 13 on the dice. So that's
good. You can describe. You can also.
She comes towards me. I go to like spring the way I normally do, and she comes towards that movement, but the actual slow slowness causes me to move in such a slower fashion that she, instead of meeting me where I should be, she lunges to that space and time, and I just don't meet her there. And I sort of grab a hold of her and push her forward, and I guess we're going to go into my attack then. First and foremost, I turn to the other guy, and I'm going to awe him. Oh, no, I know. He's incredibly unimpressed with my bitch-ass tactics. I look at him and just sort of like rubbing myself, and he is very repulsed, very non-homosexual, very homophobic, in fact, is this Duck and said. As he looks at me, nearly wanting to vomit in such disgust as I enrage his own homophobia, causing him to wish to inflict horrible things on me, because deep down inside, he knows he really wants it. Those early days kicking around his mama's kitchen. So I'll become the victim of homophobia. That was my move action. And now, with her sitting there, as I look at him and just incited with my lust, irrelevant of what he's doing, I'm just going to try to murder her now with my sword. Oh my god. Okay. That's going to be a 12 with my sword, which is again not going to be quite good enough. As she hops, I push her. I pull my sword out, and I attempt to stab her in the back, and she just hops just a few feet too far away. As I find myself so slowly dragging from this horrid spell that's been put upon me.
Happy sucks.
So I see the moment when he turns and that. Now, did the other Duke say that like snuck up behind Arrows? Did he like? Was there like some mist? Was there a visual effect that he did?
Yeah. There was like just I said with the last like cough. There's actually like just a spray of this. Yeah, coldness just hitting his wings, just turning those flames to nothing. But.
And my attention turns to that, and I run at him. I run past you, Arrows. Like I was sort of like in front of you, trying to block the passage of that other exit. But I see that, and I try to basically run and like just throw my body onto that exit. Like I'm just trying to tackle him. So
you could just see he's.
I mean, I have a speed
Arrows, which is just this like disgusted, like face, and then he like sees you, and he's like when you get close and like. But
what other reaction do you have?
What?
Could you have
Yeah.
when an orc comes running at you like that? But I got a 7, 8. I got a 9 on my orc slam. Okay.
Not gonna happen.
All right, so I run, and and I go and I like sort of stumble as he just sort of steps aside as this oafish orc just walks on by, and I almost trip, I almost fall down, I almost make a fool of myself. Then I like reel back around just in time to see what he does as I'm right next to him now, recognizing that damned watermelon cutting Duke sit, remembering.
And you can see that knife covered in water from the watermelon. Gets at you!
Well, let's see. I got a whopping defense of
13.
Of 9. So he does hit me.
Oh, well, you said 9. Well, I guess that as 4 damage. He gets you with his knife.
Does he have any armor surpass?
Nope, it's cover. It's good old cover. You can describe all I can describe.
I turn just in time as he brings out that watermelon blade, and he cuts at me, and it cuts for a moment. I react for but it's too slow, right? And then the blade just cuts my cloak a bit on my shoulder. My tough, almost leathery orcish skin, sort of helping the blow a bit. And I don't really react to that. I don't like, it's a cut, and it was just almost like I was trying to get out of the way, but I was too slow, and it cut me. But there's no other sort of further reaction. Just
and he just makes it at the female as she will try to gather arrows again. Eyes of Aramon! Oh, sorry. I will. Let's see here. Eyes of Aramon. 19?
Well, my suppress, I'm only at 13, so.
So she still don't boost on you, but you take 3 damage. You can describe she has a copper kukuri and hatred in her eyes, and slight amount of humor, but.
you're muted.
I don't want to take the pleasure from you. You seem like you're so happy. I am not in the quick yet. If you would like to, please do feel free. I can do it, but I don't want to deprive you of your pleasure.
No, it's just because I thought about the other thing, and it could be cool that she turned.
Right.
So you could do it. I was just. All
right. Not being in the quick yet. Her curved, vicious, long dagger slices against my chest of perfection, cutting ever so thin line as I roll with the blow across my chest, opening it up, causing a slick sheet of blood to intermingle with the feathery flames that it disrupts. And my fury becomes tenfold as she attempts to mar my flesh. But now she will pay the price. Sword in hand, I will attempt to slay her. Now that's what I'm talking about. Oh, booyah! Oh, that's what you get, you dirty rabbit bitch! Oh my God! Booyah shaka! Oh wow, that's gonna be 24, 26, 29, 35. We're gonna go for 37. 37. You dare attempt to maul my perfect skin, you filthy rabbit whore! I grab her hand and yank her back. I look her in the eyes deeply, giving her that last seductive joy of her life. Then the sword comes up as I'm holding her back by the both ears. I slash in, cutting it to the jugular with my black obsidian blade, with its silver engraving. I slash into the throat, opening the throat up as the ears pull back. The throat not completely cut, as we see the insides of windpipes yellow, and blood comes gushing out, and from both sides like a fountain of crimson, as her eyes fill with the horror she should have reserved for earlier in the evening. For this is a time of things of Aramon, and I am that thing. As I hold her back, I relish the fear of the final moments of her life, as blood spouts from her. I smell the blood, and I lick it, staining my pale white skin in her crimson pallor that she affords me, tasting the fear flowing from her body as she slowly dies. I drop her, spin around to the homophobe, addressing him with my blood-covered, silvered obsidian sword, staring at him with hate in my eyes.
You can see him all the the humor, all the coughing is just stopped, and he's just looking at you. And it's your turn, Apitax. She will give you a.
Yeah, when he cuts at me, and I try to grab him by the throat, I try to grab at him.
Oh, that's not good. I was already going to give him a penalty. Yep. He has a 10 with a little penalty for that thing. That was, I'm sure, quite...
He has a 10. But I have an 11! And I go and I grab him. I grab him by the neck, and then he takes it, and he immediately takes off my hand from his neck. But then my other hand goes and grabs him. It grabs his other hand, and then my other hand, I'm trying to just. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just. But eventually, I got both of his hands, and I put him behind his back, and I'm behind him, and I'm struggling with him.
And he looks quite surprised as he, when you get his other hand, he's putting you away, looking at arrows, and then you grab his hand, and then he goes to grab, and then he you get his other hand, you can see just confusion, and then he's and you can hear him he just doesn't say anything, he's just quiet, and he will try to get out. He gets wriggling. Oh shit, that was not good. That's a 14 to get out.
You have a 14? Well, I have another 11. It wasn't good enough for me.
As he
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets his hands out, has one glance back at you, his crazed eyes, pupils are too small for his big rabbit eyes, and then he runs out.
I kind of stumble a bit as he, and I try to grasp at him with my long orcish arm, but he nimbly keeps running off. But then again, Eros is right there.
So he's running, he's fleeing as a coward he is.
Yep.
Well, throw the bastard sword at him. Why the hell wouldn't I? Let's see what happens. And of course, there'll be a penalty, but let's just have a look.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, dice. This would be awesome. And this is the time I get the 2 3s. I couldn't got the 18 8s in a row this time. That is a not success. That's a 14 plus whatever penalty you'd like to place on that.
Well, he has a 14 just, so I guess that's enough for him. And of course you would have a penalty, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, the bastard sword.
So and he just stumbles. As it's quite a good roll. So you land by his feet, and you can hear and running further. The last thing you see it his white bunny ears in that ponytail with his hair as he runs off. Yeah, you can take it away.
Damn you, rabbit man! You have the senselessness to attempt to effect your will upon the great walking divine. You will wrath suffer in its flame wake. And I'm slowly moving. I'm moving, kind of like the Tin Man, from Oz. I'm what's
I'm lumbering there. I'm
I look at you. I go, Barber. What is this manner of power he has put upon me from his god? I don't know anything about their religion.
I do not know.
I pluck my sword from the ground.
Were you hurt?
I was stabbed twice.
Oh.
They were not very good slashes, but it does not feel good. I'm sure it will be a slight scar. Think of such impudence. And I'm just reading in these feathery flames. I mean, they're all over my chest, all over my body, and they just sort of ripple and undulate with me as I move.
I'm looking at you, but it's not. Perhaps it's not really. I mean, they're all still there, but it's almost there's this other sort of look. This almost
I
scientific look, curiosity. Good job,
I definitely can't read work, so I'm just looking blankly back at you, kind of pissed off I've been stabbed and attacked. Why did these filthy ducats do this? Why would they do such things to me? The Adonis of Kavega Thale.
I don't say anything, but I give like you a look, like, come inside. Calm your light.
You can see some are like walking out, just looking at you. Some sailors just like.
I allow them to. This begins to increase my feelings of goodness. You, all of you should have been quick to defend your Messiah. It is disreputable you would allow rogues and brigands to attempt to poison me or molest me in such malign fashion. What do you have to say for yourselves? Huh?
I look at them when he's berating them.
Dress so rude.
You're fast. And they make like gestures, and they like point at her like.
I look. Not many are warriors here, Eros. If you calm your light, I will look at your wounds.
Oh yes. I'm beginning to sort of relax my face, and the flames flicker, but they still persist. And very, very slowly, they begin to both dim, coalesce almost like burning to ash, and slowly pull back inside my body, as if all my pores become extremely large, and the flame is sucked inside them in a very strange fashion.
And like as that's happening, I start slowly approaching you, a bit closer, looking at, perhaps the cut across your chest and some of your clothing. And as I get a bit closer, there's like a cut. There's not much blood, perhaps of like you're from your cut or from another, having an orc perhaps not bleeding so much. But there's a. It looks like there was some tear in this gravel as well. Were their blades laced with anything?
I don't know, but the drink that wench forced upon me, the one whose neck I cut moments ago, she had put something in the drink. I could smell it. My sense of smell is keen. I could not figure what the drink did. I forced it into her face, as you may well have seen from your vantage point. But she did not seem to suffer ill effects. Perhaps the poison takes time to work.
I turn to the crowd, and I say in Sindarian, "The party is over. Go back to your homes."
Wait, let's not be too hasty.
You must look at the kegs. There's more of this poison.
Let's not be ridiculous. The party shall remain! All of you, now quickly, roll into the festivities. I am here for your pleasure. We shall all know pleasure.
And he will be here for many days to come. We shall end the party. And I turn back to you. We should end this occasion at once.
22.
Say more won't come for you.
Alright. I have a 22 normal. Now, for anyone who is sexually attracted to me, that number gets really high. Really, really high.
I am trying to diplomatize as well. But
Yeah, I know. And you it's just as you're like, no, do that. No, stay. It's like how the crowd feeling. I mean,
who's to say more?
let's be real. Your stars.
And I kind of go a bit close to you, and like whispering to you, almost say more won't come for you. You're not safe here. Do this for your own good, Hyros.
Of course not. I am safe everywhere. Tend to my wounds, and a stout drink will tend to the burning in my flesh. I still hunger on this night. Are there any ogres in here?
There's like very slight. There's like 2 ogres.
I only need one. You! Get me a goblet of that Ducatsit's blood. I will drink that now.
And he like stumbles out of the tavern. He was just standing in the door. People could not get out, and he walks there, and then like lifts her by her shoulder and like brings her to you, like dragging her a bit, and then like lifting her off the ground, and then
Put her over there.
and he takes like the cup you're gesturing at, and he
By the cart. On top of it, there. Let me aid you. And I go over to my cart, and I open up a back compartment of it.
he like puts it in. There's like, yeah, puts it
The
in.
Forest Watch will need to see this. Thank you.
Hmm.
Speaking Sindarian to this ogre.
They don't need to see this. I begin to fill my chalice with blood, which I drink down in abundance.
And I watch for a moment, remembering a flash imagery of the fangs of that one night with the satyrs, with all the blood eating them. And then I like come back to, and I see you still drinking that. I'm like looking at you with a little bit of contempt, a little bit of fear, perhaps.
See the ogre is like looking at you as if he wants to bribe too, but he's like looking at you. That flame dancer, you may not eat other things that speak. And he like looking at you like concerned for you, but still he wants to eat that. Like
I lean in and say, I'm not eating anything. I take another swallow from the cup of blood and drink.
I closed like the compartment in the cart, just like a pickup at that little door, and just put it back up.
he like pats you a bit on your shoulder and like makes my lips a sealed motion kind of awkwardly, and then he walks in, smiling.
I'll join you inside, Eros. Take off your shirt. I'll need to see the wound clearer when we get in. I would say like very casually.
I don't have a shirt on.
Oh, I thought you had. Okay.
Hell no, I don't. Well, I had fire on me. If fire is a shirt, I had that, but I don't think fire counts as a shirt. You can see my chest.
And so I could see the wound and everything. I'll join with you in a few moments, Eros. Enjoy your festivities. And I like turn back to the cart, making it look like I'm just moving the body a bit, just making sure it's a bit more presentable. It's not just like haphazardly like thrown over.
It's like a leg outside, and there's just like blood down from the leg.
Put it back. But as the others are making their way, and Eros was like, "Come, join!" And the festivities continue as they go back in. I turn back at that body, the throat cut. Not really a look of fear or disgust, but more of this analytical, scientific, detached look. As I take a few moments to just look at the body, watch the blood still sort of pumping out slowly, just blood in my cart. I have to clean that, but that thought isn't there. Instead, I close my little beady eyes. When I open them again, there's that silver glow that emanates from them. As I open up my senses to see, I look at the body and then I look around in the immediate vicinity.
You can see her like standing in her first pool of blood, standing there. There's like a slight hook inside her neck, as she was not dead before it was further in. She's just looking like afraid, and then she looks at you, suddenly realization that you are there. She of course could not see you, or unless you don't want her to see you. I guess you can choose. You don't want her to see you?
I want her to see me.
Okay, she like standing there. You can see like fear in her big eyes, and then she looks at you, and then she steps one like back.
I say in Sindarian to her, "You have expired. You are no more.
No.
Your only solace is with me."
No, they will come for me. No. And she's like looking around, searching for something.
Only I can help you now. Who had done this?
What?
Why do you bring blades to these people? Speak.
Why should I? What would you do? Why are there no people? Where have they gone? Is everyone gone?
There's that anger sort of boiling in my mind. I take a deep breath. I will bring you to a place where there are many like you. You will be safe. You must tell me. This is all I ask of you. The one that blew air. Frost. Where does it hide?
He. No, I cannot tell you. You will never let me back in.
Do not
Why
see.
is everything so cold?
Do you not see
Just
your
as cold as
gods have
that.
forsaken you?
No, she wouldn't do that. It's just a bit of.
She has.
No.
But I have not. See that I am speaking to you now.
They will
Though you
come
bring
for me.
blade against those living,
They will come for me. No.
I stretch out and see you now. Answer me this one question, and I'll bother you no more. You will be bothered no more. You will rest.
They are. Just inside the forest. Just the place.
How many of them?
Many. But they change. Sending out on missions.
And I turn. I look to some of the ghosts with me.
They're like
I
looking
look
at her
for-
like they're looking at her like food and like they're not getting in on him, but you can just see the eyes are just.
Like I look at them, I see them casting their judgment on her, and I look back at her sort of murmuring silvery form. Come with me. You will be safe.
She moved closer to you. You are all so cold.
And I just look up at her.
I mean down at her. She's
Yeah.
Quite low.
Well,
5'3".
we'll stay here. I clean up your mess.
And then she sees her body and she's like, "Ah!" And she like moves steps backwards and like moving away from you again.
Understand your new reality. Know that there is beyond. There is still hope, even for one such as yourself.
Why have they? She not come?
And I sort of look at her a bit.
But she moves closer to you again.
And I look to some like an orcish ghost. Sheppy, guard me from this one's influence. She will be brought. She will succumb to her past transgressions. As I slowly turn to her, casting my own judgment on her.
You can see him, the father of the child, stepping in front of you, between you two, and looking down at her, and she like looking up.
And then I slowly turn. And, well, like, before I turn, like, I go to that other part of the cart and I take out a satchel, and sort of some of my government tools. Slung that over my shoulder, and I look at some of the few ghosts around the cart. And then I turn back and I slowly make my way, exhaling, calming myself down. The the energies, the prana fading away as I enter back in. I see Eros, of course, and I just slowly make my way to him, and I do what I can to address his wounds.
My wounds definitely seem minor, more in the bruising, the contusion area. There is a very slight amount of blood. I mean, it's almost like a bad paper cut across my chest. And I do seem to be quite concerned about it. I'm pulling everyone up, and festivities are ensuing. Cups are being hoisted. Songs are being sung about duck and sits, which I sort of wince at just a bit. Uh, and I'm making sure that general merriment and revelry continues, and that all associate such positive feelings, such pleasure, with Eros Adonis.
Put a hand on your shoulder.
So yeah, while you're doing all these things, I'm definitely sort of orchestrating the festivities as well. Go ahead.
This like makes it difficult for me, and then when I'm done, I like put a hand on your shoulder, and that it's a cold hand, not like ice, but it's colder than say a human hand. And I put my hand on your shoulder.
I pull back slightly. You're like the plains of Nif themselves.
I pull back a bit. And then I like gesture myself, orcs, less heat than you.
Yes, I
You will
see.
have minor cuts. It will be healed upon the following day.
My appreciation for your attendance, Barber.
And I bow to that.
Mm.
Enjoy your festivities.
A hand for the Barber, yes, all of you.
Can I turn a
The
bit?
hand that he deserves for his fine attention to your liege.
See, like female women are coming with like bowls with water and like clean cloth, clearly having like some understanding of what you're doing, as they're trying to like provide you with the necessary means. Smiling at you.
There's some other orcs in here, yes?
No other orcs. 2 ogres, 2 Nagali, a lot of satyrs, humans.
All right.
Yeah, you see some sprite dancing on the tables as well. Or
Who's a sprite?
Apotex, I lean in towards you and then sit there and I say, perhaps I can repay you with the kind attentions of one of these females for the night.
I turn to you.
I just point at some woman. I say, perhaps some human, perhaps.
I thank you for your gesture, but I do this for your good.
I'm trying to do something for your good, if you understand my meaning.
I just give you a look like I have no idea.
Well, I give you like a smile back, like don't be bullshitting me.
Then like it clicks with me, and I shake my head. No, that will not be needed. Eros Adonis. I will take my leave for the rest of the night.
As you wish.
Yourself.
I have to tell you, Barbara, you're really no fun at a party.
I pause for that, thinking for a few moments, and then I quietly turn and leave the crowd. And some of the crowd like puts their hand on me, like, "Hey, run!" And they see, they like one guy like goes and like, he's drunk. He doesn't know, and he passed my shoulder where there was a cut, and like he's like, oh, sorry, thinking I've just been cut. And I just look at him. I just sort of make that sound at him, like there's no problem. And I slowly wander on out, my orcish speed, and breathing a bit heavier from the excitement and the movement. I slowly open the door and make my way to the cart. And wheel it back home.
And we see you the next day Eros is stumbling home after a night in a tavern room. He's wearing new clothing, gifts from human men in approximately same size. It's a little bit too small, where you can see just the slightest bit of one's stomach, and the sleeves are not really fitting, but it's nice clothing. But I mean, at 6'5", I mean, really, it was, yeah. And he is walking. He's walking to Curious Hut as you are waking up. He's of course let in by the guards. As you, Apitax, they are very pleased to see you back, and they can see like one of them like nodding at you as they see you with like a smile. They heard something, but they were not going to run out there, and
There's a body in my cart. There's another one. It. They had assailed one of the attendants at a festive tavern. See to it that you send word to the Forest Watch, will you?
see the large male nods, and then he like looks at the others, and then he walks.
And I finished. I park the thing.
We go to the next morning as the sun is rising, or perhaps a little bit after that, getting into the, not afternoon, but forenoon. It's the English word for that. You do?
Morning. The word is morning.
There's not a time between noon and morning.
No.
You are barbarians.
It's all morning.
But yeah,
And thank you. We appreciate that.
I know it was a compliment. You see, this is the 63rd day, and well, the Orcish community is out and about. It's one of their major days for cleaning the crops, making them ready for the Lixus Day, taking away the weeds. So most people are outside and trimming the small, like little assorted, like, what's that called? Places where you grow, like,
Garden?
it doesn't matter. And you can see there's Nigali, there's building the wall up higher. They're replacing the like tufts of branches that's put together, held by like small bushes, putting them up with large fences of wood. That you can hear them like hammering as they're working on this. Orcs also helping it, but it's mainly Nigali who are doing the construction and actually working. And you can all take it away as
Now, did you say am I with Quiro at this moment?
Yeah.
I said you were like after a night in a tavern, you are walking
I
back.
couldn't quite tell. I got somebody else here. All right, so yeah, I'm gonna make my way to him because that's where I need to meet my date, shall we say, at noon.
All right. And so when I see Eros, you have a brawl in the tavern, and you steal the clothes of your vanquished foe. I see that he's got new clothes and such, and a wound.
Oh yeah. If you didn't hear it, I gave you new clothing from a human male. It's too short on the arms and on the stomach, but it's nice clothing. So it's just a note.
Yes, this is. Later we shall go to those foul, despicable iron demands with their inn, their time shall come to anoint with what they owe. Prices or stanch be collected. I take not to liars, Quero, only honest folk like yourself.
Yes, those lumps of iron have been holding on too tightly to their meager coppers, and this shall be rectified.
Yes. For long it has been thusly, and they have from here to there upon the winds of Quevega Fail, in many mentioned memories, and upon the lips of many caravans, I have heard the stinginess of the iron toads.
He is famed the world round for their miserly nature, foul smells, uh, bizarre faces with lichen like moss growing from their chin, and let us not even touch upon their dietary habits. Just revolting.
Yes, in fact, I don't believe you're aware. I have made arrangements in your home for some hours from now. Will some body of Hormazda is high in the sky. Bloodflower shall be here, and we shall meet with her. She is, of all things, fraying. God, does she smell nice? Oh, and I sort of shiver.
Peeking around from inside the shack, we see Arkova in this red form. He's looking upon you, Eros, and is a mixture of concern and awe at the same time. Bit of confusion as well. You can see in those tough eyes.
Truly, a Freyine. So she was not just a phantasm brought about by the smoke. A Freyine here.
Oh, see, I told you.
Yes, she is, she smells more beautiful than the eye would allude to, I will assure you of that. She is spectacular. Claims some, perhaps, allegiance to your god, the dead one you prattle on about. Quaggox, I think his name is.
Oh, Thogkilix?
Oxox, I'm not sure. No, I don't think that's the one.
As well. Perhaps in her language, Fox Sox is the name that they have given him, but no, it is Thogkilix, and she worships Thogkilix. Did no one give her the memo that this god is long dead?
I have no idea what that means. I said something about that to her, and she insisted that I was related to Thogsox, and I said, this is absolutely disturbing and disgusting. I assure you there's no Kitsune blood in my veins. And she kept prattling on, and then there was some sort of smoke serpent, and then I didn't understand what to do with that. I don't know. She's a smoke weaver with the dream pipe and such things.
Well, it sounds like it.
You speak of Gavoosh.
Speak of what?
That is the name of that serpent, that Typhon, the one that is like smoke. His name's Gavoosh.
You gave a name to smoke. Why?
That Gavoosh is the one that runs the House of Contemplation. I was staying there for a while.
No. That is smoke. It's smoke. You could pass right through it. You're confused.
Yes, but
we have them in the desert.
I was talking to it.
Well, I was talking to it as well, but it was smoke, as I could pass through it and through the G. So we're both fools then. Is that what you're trying to point out? Are you trying to embarrass me in front of Quero? Is that what you're doing, Arkova? I quite don't appreciate it.
Well, why don't you show him those fiery wings?
Oh, bye to you. The both of you need to understand. I'm the Mihongi, you're an ogre, and you are a kitsune. I'm the boss here. That should be readily apparent to the both of you.
Arkova looks over at Yukiro. He's like stroking his stick, going, like, what? Does this happen? Like, that's the look on his face. He's like, he's got his arms out, he's just holding them out where it's like, what?
I'm as confused as you are, Kova. It seems, and Eileen, it seems Eros has gone mad, thinking he's on the edge of some ancient battlefield when the Dark Fae were marching against the Golden Ones. Truly, this woman and her smoke has addled his mind.
I have a meeting here, and I suppose the two of you could be here as well. I think she was trying to kill me last time we met. Perhaps you can make some sense of her, Quero. She keeps prattling on about how she's some sort of kin to your Thog, Socks, Alex, whatever his name is. And I assure you she attempted to besmirch me with rumor and innuendo of Kitsune in my family. I assure you I am no such thing. Oh. And I look at you like I'm apologizing, not for what I'm saying, but for that you having to be considered.
Yes, we cannot all be so lucky as to have the Fox Sox in our family. But do not worry. I'm sure she will not hold it against you. Although, I can't even think of the time that a Freyine would have anything to do with the Kitsune. That seems as though an entirely implausible arrangement. They were, well, in more ancient times, the Freyine were put upon the pyres like golden sticks that they make their homes out of. And really now, it's the Dark Fae lighting those things.
I
Why
find
she would
it
have...
very disgusting that you would waste a Freyine in such a fashion. With that, you essentially boil all the blood right out of them. Why would you do that? I know Arkova eats Freyine, that's obvious. But Quero, do you partake of this wine, most enchanting of substances?
I have not myself, and the more ancient Kitsune of Kikilia, we believed it was more important to send a message than to gnaw the flesh off of bones. You see, the ogres found us impractical, but we found it to be more important to send a sort of message to the Freyine to defile and desecrate their bodies instead of just devouring them away, leaving no evidence. No, I believe the message can be far more important than nutrition.
That is ludicrous. I certainly, Eros Adonis can certainly not agree with that statement.
Slowly you all hear those rickety wheels of a cart drawing closer. An Optalang drawn cart sitting on top of it. An orc making its way out of the wall and towards the hovel. It's like off down the road kind of thing.
You can of course see multitude of orcs and Negali walking around, weeding, talking to each other. The streets are filled inside this community for once. Nobody's outside in the fields of outside this place, but all are walking inside, building.
When Arkova sees you, Epitax, he will gesture to you with his arm outstretched. "Know there, Apotax. Come, sit down. Our boss here wishes to have discussions with us," he says, gesturing over towards Eros.
And as I pull up, I look at Eros, when you gesture at him, but it's obvious, like, that term goes right over my head. I just nod, like, okay. Like, do you mind, Kuro, if I put it here?
Arkova nods in turn as if you have understood the sarcasm.
Yes, you can park that cart just right outside, but I take a few sniffs with my keen kitsune nose. You don't have any former subjects in that cart, do you? Knowing that he's a grave robber and a surgeon.
And I, like, step off the cart, and I look at Eros when I say, there was an attack. Those bandits were vanquished. It was in my cart. The body is not there anymore, but the scent is difficult to get rid of, I suppose.
Yes, I did detect the blood of a fae, if I'm not mistaken. There's a certain lilt to the notes of the scent.
Duxit, another one.
Mm. Yes, I certainly got a nose full of that days ago when they attacked the market square. Attacking again, are they? They are relentless, strange. They must see something that we do not, and this bothers me terribly. Usually, that has been my forte. Do not like being left outside the loop, as they say, without knowledge of what's going on.
The Forest Watch has been notified. They will make you not out of your loop.
Yes, yes. Force Watch, my favorite folk. That is for true. Hmm.
They
You mean
it's
the
their
other,
duty to
the
defend
other
you.
Mihan Gi, you mean? I can't recall his name. He was Mihan Gi, and
And not.
Yes, Hans Akiyun and his wife Gavush, who shares the name with the Typhon. I don't know.
I do not know. The long night is approaching, and I look at you three. It, my people, what is common is we harvest and preserve in our stores food and drink for the course of the end of the cycle. I suggest, Kuro, what goods you have in your abode, you preserve for that time.
wait, you're afraid of the dog.
Hmm? It is custom.
Yes, well, perhaps you should be. Perhaps you should hold such customs clutched tightly to you. But I am the burning flame and darkness. Do not worry, Baba. You have no need to fear. Just believe. And I lean in towards you, sort of strike a pose. In me.
Sort of pull back a bit, when you lean in on it. And then after you do, I just nod.
Ah, look at you like that's right, you like that.
But I see that. Have I come at an opportune time for you three?
No,
I see.
actually, we might be able to use your precision skills in the moments that linger ahead of these. I have Freyne, of all things, who claims mixed lineage to divinity of Kitsune, lingering soon to come walking into the threshold before us. Yes, that would be a meeting that perhaps You may need your skills, and I sort of rub it with the patches you've put upon my my bruised body. It should be most provocative.
Of course. If you wish my aid, I will give it to you.
Excellent.
Markova, you stayed here.
Yes. I'm not going back to that house. No. I'll head back there once I finish my deal. And then after that, hopefully, no more after that.
Perhaps that is for the best.
Oh, you damn right it's for the best. I'm not getting involved with all that. He just points over there in that general direction.
Yeah, I'm like looking down and I say, yes, some of the toxins that they emit do strange things to one's mind.
That's not what I'm talking about. No. No, there are forces, powerful ones at work, ones of the spirits.
I could see it has affected you. Yes, I had seen things too, strange illusions, I assure you.
No, I welcome those illusions. I welcome those manifestations of the mind brought upon by opiate over what I witnessed before. Though upon saying that his mind lingers back to the glorious wings of Eros Adonis, and he thinks back, even though he was a bit singed and it had angered him a bit, he just couldn't help but feel awestruck, as if staring into a beautiful bonfire itself. And he thinks, It's just a silent look glazed upon him, contemplation.
I just look up, I look up at you, Orkov, and there's a little worried look in my beady eyes as I'm nodding to myself, thinking something. If you are going to have a meeting here at your abode, I will move my cart a bit further. Perhaps the scent of the beast is unpleasant. Am I correct? I look to you three.
Not really. Not really. I just gotta glance over at your beast. Like, he clearly looks like I'm a bit hungry.
We go off the line. It's not.
Yes, to our noses, you do not offend us Apatax, but the Freyine, I suppose, would be far more sensitive to this matter. They are
Keep saying this word. What is that?
The Freyine?
What is that?
Yes, it's another type of Fae. I'm to understand they live in the north, though I haven't seen one exactly.
Fae? No, they are an angel. That's a type of angel, yes?
An angel.
I remember the name. I remember that word. It is a type of angel. Yes. The orcs speak of them.
It is a Fae, but they may be close to the spirit. It's said that they'll glow. Yeah.
You say you ought to have one here. You ought to have a Fae angel here.
I suppose that's what she claims. Perhaps we'll see her and find out she's nothing more than a human in her disguise. Who knows?
No. She's not a human, I assure you. I am not ignorant of Freyne, where I come from. There are many of them. that prey to Phoenix. And I've seen them there. This one was different, though. Her skin was closer to mine, I suppose, than, well, those of the desert. They are an orange, burning sort of color. It's actually rather attractive, and the scents they perfume the air with are delectable.
Now, this sounds much better. It's an orange color amongst the bone white ashen sands, not the golden light, that blinding thing squatting up there in the sky without the sense to just die.
Excuse me, did you say white sands?
Yes, a desert of
No,
ash.
no. They're not white. They are more of a gray. In places very dark. Very dark.
You speak of this this name. I know Phoenix. Is that what you give your thoughts to, your prayers to, Eros?
Prayers? Well, oh, I should think not. Pray to another, that is. Look at me, what would I pray to another? Look at the form, see the shape of flesh, soon to be elevated aloft, these spirit wings, transformation growing quickly, like winds in a warm day. No, I do not worship her, but I do know her very well. Very well. And I sort of predatorily sort of lean my head in towards you.
I pull back a bit, but I'm like completely straight faced and like, and I slowly nod. I see. I did not mean to assume.
Who is Phoenix?
Look at you, Eros. Another idea coming in my mind. Completely different perspective towards her. But I keep my mouth quiet as I look towards Eros.
I'll pay you no mind.
It is a Phoenix is a divinity.
Yes. She is a goddess of wind and fire. She rules the land, Desert of Ash. Part of the reason I had to leave. She can be so territorial.
It is strange, do you not think, why a goddess would want to rule over a place that grows nothing.
It grows nothing. Ah, you have not been there. For the sand, they grow many things. They grow bush and grass and cacti too. They grow lizards and beetles and all sorts of rabbits and rodents. They grow in their few areas where the thunderbirds touch toads that are nearly as large and sometimes even larger than the iron toads. They grow many strange amphibians and all manner of lizard-like beasts, both very, very large, and in fact bigger than your riding lizard. I forget
Optiline, yes.
if you say so.
I look back at it.
There are many other lizards there. It is a place where there is an abundance of life. Let the fact that it is ash not be a reason for you to think that there is not rebirth and renewal, for such is the way of Phoenix, and such is the way of her land. I don't wish to seem to be praising her too much, for her, she certainly gets enough of that from those Farum that sing the songs. Always singing the songs in the glass, always the glass. The songs in the glass. Chanting to Phoenix, wearing their nightly orders, and so vexing are they. I tell you, it's preposterous the way that the pomposity radiates out to Phoenix Most High. I've had enough of it for 1,000 lifetimes, let alone one.
I remember we had spoke briefly upon this desert which you hail from. You spoke of. I had thought there to be nothing grown. I see that I am wrong.
Yes, if anything. If there
And
was
thank
nothing
you for
growing there,
correcting.
how would you be able to eat?
I do not know. I do not know. We do not live in lands of gods. No one
Well,
would be so bold.
don't you have all your... I hear stories of your gods you call trolls that move through your wood in the night time,
I nod.
keeping you safe. There you go.
Just
You live in the
troll.
land of other gods, not in the lands of the one that I knew.
Yes, but it is just troll. No god before it. I correct you, Sindarian.
I kind of look at you like, yes, the god troll. I understand. He is. He has many bodies. I remember you explaining this to me.
I had not spoken of it, and I look towards Kuro.
Uh,
I look back at you, Eros.
yes. Oh wait, no, it wasn't you. But they told me of you have a temple to troll here. Who was it telling me of that? Oh, Quiro, that was you. Telling me of the temple of troll.
Yes, they've got a few of them,
A
and so
few
few are
temples.
allowed
A
inside.
few temples to troll. They have more than one temple to the multi-bodied god.
Yes, yes. Let's just leave it with that. Yes, they have many a temple to the many aspects of troll.
I'm looking at you, Kuro, like,
The god of locusts. I remember. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, that's one of them.
Yes. We have locusts there. They come in great numbers from time to time into the Desert of Ash. They are a nice snack. I've enjoyed eating them here as well.
yes, it is a kind gift for something so ravenous.
So why do you worship the grasshopper? Is it many different animals it takes likeness to?
Many things. All around us, we orcs, we have lived. We know. We give thanks.
I'm sure that you have. Well, that's very nice.
I nod at that.
Yeah. She should be here soon, by the telling of Ahura Mazda, though I do so loathe looking up there. It's very hard getting used to the glow of that old foe of darkness.
I look up, look at you, nodding approvingly.
Yes, I see that you don't like it. I look at you, I'm nodding, because, yes, I see you don't like it either.
I don't answer, but I just give you a look like I agree with you. I am excited, if you cannot tell, to see this fey angel. You speak of.
I could, in fact, not tell that, Baba. Not at all. Yes. Bloodflower is her name. I have given it to her. I have named her, as one should always name their food.
I see.
And some of you can faintly hear, and then says it's past noon now. But I need to get in there. And no, you're no Magi. I really need to get in there. I only have this. No. You just hear her nagging. And it's, to me, I think Eros. And they're like looking at it. No. You
I
just
get
hear
up, start moving in that direction.
Yeah, I turn to the commotion. Just
It's,
I'll approach them
a
and just
bit away, but her voice is quite.
I want to make sure it's understood. I mean, I saunter, like I'm doing a little turn on the catwalk. If you understand that's just how I move. That's what I'm about.
Just look, he's there. It's like, and then you turn, and he looks as you're walking away. No, this is not Eros. This is his name, Adonis. Flame dancer. And he like, and she stands there for a while. Did you want to meet? I can go again. I need to be somewhere. Ma'am, you need to move away from this spot. People are trying to get in. She like standing a bit to the side. Eros!
Well, I said I'm heading in that direction.
Oh, I thought you were like doing catwalk, like walking back, smiling, and then walking back again, like.
But I mean, just in general, like I walk like that in that direction. Like, I mean, that's how I walk. I'm just making sure that's known to the audience.
Oh, I thought catwalk was like walking close and then walking back again. No.
Yeah, no. It's you didn't get the reference. It's Trevor did, I think, but
sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, I walk up to her like right said Fred, and then just sort of pull on my shirt.
He's like looking at them, like notching at them, and they're like looking back at you.
Those are blood rose, right? Blood flower.
Yeah.
So I just walk up to her, my ever so tight shirt on me. Hello, just. I just drink her in with my nose. My exquisite pleasure to share space again with you, blood flower. Please, do not harass her anymore, vagrant. Off with you now.
And they like looking at them, make room for her. They're not moving, but they make room so she can walk in. Just looking at you, like.
Yes.
She's a bit as she moved past, like looking at them, like, yeah.
Yes. This is much better. Please,
so
come.
You live in here, and she's like looking at the orcs running around, nearly no clothing, like just covered in dirt, are still like reading their bits, and it's like.
Don't pay any attention to them. They're savages. I am in the process of acquiring better accommodations. I am still new to this city, and I have had many important tasks to do, like apparently chasing down you. And I'm just sort of moving and sort of predatorily coming closer to her, and definitely doing a dance.
Moving to her hanger she has on her side, and just moving her like front towards you and just looking at you.
So I look at it like almost like she's inviting me to play some kind of ridiculously perverted sex game. I'm like, ooh. And I just look at that like that. That's very exciting to me.
And then she like opening up the top part is like a cover. Then she opens up and it's gold underneath, and she like shows it to you, and like closes it.
Yes, it's very nice. What did you do to get that? What did you do with the body?
I do not have time for this. I need to go. I have is there someplace else we can be? And he's like looking, just pointing,
came-
and people are like construction work and reading.
You came here.
Yeah, okay, let's walk.
Yes, certainly. We may take a fine stroll. I just as a point of clarification, is my has the lethargy passed from my form?
The lethargy.
The lethargy, or the I don't know how it should really have affected me. Is it lethargy, or was it an ability?
No, that's not. You're not feeling that anymore. No,
Paralysis?
the coldness.
No. The when my movement was
No,
reduced.
that's not the. No, you don't feel that anymore. Yeah.
All right.
Is that
So
the angel Freen? You know, I say to the other two as just sort of watching from afar.
no, her name is Bloodflower.
And when you see her, Kuro, you remember her face as you're standing over the body of her mother. You can see Elsam's light shining in from the window as you take off your knife, your silver knife, and cut the stomach open of her mother, screaming. You take out the baby, pink hair, pink eyes, and you hold it up, blood everywhere. The mother, nearly you can see the eyes, the light fading from her eyes as she sees her child for the first time, and you hold her and move her away, whispering her name, Hayla.
There. It's her. I was there when you were born. I'm sorry, but your mother would not have survived untouched. I'm sorry for your loss. I did everything I could, but I could only save one. I could only save you, Ayla.
She looks, when you say that word, she just looks at you like, and then you say that word, her big eyes just get like triple in size, Freen style, like the mouth of Mihangi would open, the eyes of the Freen would open. Then she looks at Eros, and then looks at you. I have not heard this name. You said you saved me. You said there were only one. Are you? No. She's like looking at you. What was it you wanted, Eros? What did you want to know? She keeps looking back at you. You are.
Yeah, and I'm looking at her with my oracle vision, and of course those binding chains of time are wrapping about her so powerfully, and I think to myself, oh Eros, you couldn't kill her even if you tried.
And as you're doing that, all of a sudden you get smacked kind of hard, and I look over at you. You're very creepy. Has anyone ever told you that, Quiro? You're just staring at her. And I turn back from disciplining Quiro to Bloodflower, and I say, yes, well, I wanted to speak to you more of what you said yesterday, of the thought you had that I was somehow aligned with you special. And I have my Kitsune translator of what you were saying about Quag Soxlocks and such things.
And he looks to Akrova and just gives you a slight nod. Smiling at you like, oh, you're here, good. And he's like,
oh, she's smiling at me?
Yeah.
Oh, I back up.
Like,
The last time this sort of meeting occurred, I got a little bit singed and freaked out. So Arkova is kept a sizable distance away, but he's kind of leaned up against the shack with his arms just folded, I leaned over, and he's keeping an eye on Kuro because he knows that Kuro, at least in his mind, doesn't quite know to the full extent of what might be going on, or at least that's the perception he has. And he's looking over at Apatax as well, and to Eros, he's thinking that, well, Eros is going to be Eros, but he's going to do his best anyways. So he's keeping a cautionary distance.
I don't say anything to her. I just nod. Just like, oh.
Looks at you as well.
I've made sure that I'm standing very close to her as I can get, because I am.
He's like moving away from you until there's no space she can like comfortably move. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like getting a half circle. She's moving too close, and she's too close to let's say a Acrobat, and then she like moves back, and it's like.
If she gets close to me, I back up incredibly. I'm keeping like a 15-foot distance away from her at all times. I don't want her anywhere near me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Bloodflower. Please allow me to escort you properly. And with my gross diplomacy, I just extend my arm to her as if she ought to take it.
And she just looks at it like it's the most profane like gesture you can make. Like, oh,
We'll
no.
fall
And she like looks at one of the chairs like away from you and like sits beside the Apatax and sits there. Well,
I have no idea that Freyan don't just come from the Desert of Ash. I go, we are far from the Desert of Ash. You may embrace me here upon these streets of orcs and other primitive. I just point at one of the Nergali, like whatever that thing is. I can't be bothered to remember the name. The pack animal that can stand on two.
I'm not from there. But Kuro.
Sure, why not? Explain more of this, of your alleged mingled blood of Kitsune, of your mystery cult that you believe I am somehow aligned with, of what shall come of that strange feeling. And I guess I do feel the feeling with her.
Yeah, of course you
Yes.
feel the feeling.
Explain that. It is so titillating and tingling upon my flesh. It just each of my pores like a deep cleaning. You are so very, very, very clean, my flower. I sort of move towards her and I extend my arm to her again, like, oh, go ahead, take it now.
She just sit like, no. Okay. We're looking for the third one of the Trinity. You met me in trade. I was at the temple, but haven't been there since I was a child. And she like looks at Kuro again with like,
and
like, I did not tell you my name.
No. Your name is Bloodflower.
And she looks like again at Kuro, like, no.
This smoke typhon, this thing, that is the second of your trinity.
Yeah, he's not here.
Why would you possibly think that I am associated with such a thing? I can't fathom that. No, not at all. And I just like keep smelling her and drinking her in, just so.
Yeah, and she still smells, of course. Like there's like a small, like all that smoke that was in that like House of Contemplating is still like lingering a bit on her. That like too many flavors, but that's just like small. You are the right species. You have your hair. I do not know if I've been looking too long to just see him everywhere. But you look like the depictions. Maybe they were too flattering, but I do not think so. You're like looking at Kuro again. Then I crow, and then are you willing to talk to these just openly about this? Is that a? He like looks at like Apatax. Are you Magi? Like looking at you.
And what's she speaking?
Oh, she's speaking in Sindarian.
Responded Sindarian. I'm Orc. Upatox is my name.
He's a barber.
Mm.
I look at him and
She looks at you like a bit like. You can see the arrows. There's a little of like fright in her eyes when it's like, "Are you a magi?" And then he's not like all gone. Like, good. Well, but I've been searching for the last one for as soon as I was of age. But, sure. How could you know my name? How could you know my mother died? How could you know that only one of us could be saved?
It's simple. I saw it. I was there. But at a far different time, when I had a different voice and I saw with different eyes. And I don't go into further explanation, just leave it at that.
She just sits there, just looking at you.
And in this whole time, I am like moving closer, and my snow white foxtail is wagging, but it's not a leering as arrows may have suggested at first. It is a look of absolute curiosity, but to the outside observer, it is satyrish perhaps.
She's looking sitting uncomfortable, moving in her seat. You will probably all see this. There's like a strange. She has like quilted jerkin pants on, but there's like a strange like extra like line on both of her legs that sticks out from the back, like as if she had like two sets of muscles lying there, and she's just sitting uncomfortably. Well, you agreed to try to find him if you are not him or her. Eros.
I remember what I agreed to.
Okay, what?
An addled buffoon?
He's just looking at you like you can see in her eyes. He doesn't believe you.
You think I'm a buffoon, is it?
No. And she looks at you like me, like there's like a maybe in her eyes, like.
I kind of raise my eyebrows very flirtatiously. I assure you, lady, you spend some time with me, I will definitely rid that notion from you.
But
there's more that is keen besides my sense of smell.
I am sure of that.
Yeah, I'd perfectly.
But really,
So tell me why.
What? You can speak, Wolfey.
Wolfey, I haven't even heard that one in a while. You do like to. Where's your more slurish tongue? Always the slurish, guttery tongue of the Freyne. Why did you like them so much? Your tongues, that is. I wish to know of the pin prickling that you send shuddering through me. It is more than simply your Freyan intoxication. That I have smelled on many times, and I have been very aroused to hunger. But you elicit something else. Oh, my heart does beat pounding, but is more than that, a sensation at the base point of my brain. Why, O daughter of Thog Qualsix, do you do such things to me?
I do not know if you have heard the story of how my father died. It's always a good conversation starter.
When Arkova hears this, he kind of peeks up a bit with his look, and he seems to pay more attention now when he hears this one. So
Well, like all who carry that spark of something better, as you will call it, I'm sure. She looks up at you. Carry a hunger for each other as our. He's like looking at you like.
I do hunger for you.
And as did the first vampire Loptiv. A Freen who were made to be like you. But she hungered after the soul of my father, as that thing would only deem her hunger satisfied. You see, the only way you can really take leaps in your own majesty is by consuming others. She were the first one to be immortal.
Majesty, what do you mean?
She's like if you don't know it, I can't explain it. Look like, but she.
But I look at you. You are not this. You are not this. Let's be.
Because I don't choose to be this. I'm not here for me. I'm here for my father. I'm here for revenging him and getting him back.
I mean, look at me though. Seriously.
Kuro.
Getting him back.
Are you the soul shifter, the chameleon, the first and the last one, the one that will always be there, the eternal warrior?
Eternal warrior. And outwardly, I sort of smile at this, but inwardly, those names, those titles, they all echo within me. I remember other ones, the one cursed to life, the one forever upon the wheel, the one who witnesses only death, and other such names. I see. It seems you have a man of insight into my nature. You have not. And now I actually begin to move away, and I'm moving towards Arkova. You've not come here to settle any debt, real or imagined, have you?
No.
You've not come here for me?
You were the one who wrote the prophecy. You do not.
What cruel trick is this? A prophecy I wrote and I cannot remember.
And she shakes it and like looking at Eros. By my trinity. She's speaking in of course. Oh, I forgot to write the name. Damn it! Of that sacred tongue. Oh my god.
Oromatsu?
No. For Quellic's tongue. Oh, damn it.
Oh, Calixia.
Yes, thank you. Oh. No. Yeah. Should have wrote it. By my trinity, on the day my chosen would choose to leave me, I will be reborn in the hands of the willing, but only if death itself lets go of my shackles. Do not remember this. Of course you wouldn't.
Certain aspects of my lives have been torn from me cruelly, although sometimes bits here and there will return, whether I seek them out or not, unbidden, some say. I have hundreds of them, maybe thousands of voices. Each and every one is competing for my attention. Sometimes I don't know where I am. I don't know when I am. But if I concentrate, if I keep focused, I can bring some of them voices down to a low whisper. I can glean something from it. I just need a moment to meditate upon this and think upon the prophecy. It'll come to me.
She nods. I'm searching for the shackles. I know one of them should be in Flame Dance. One was given to. And she looks to Abitax. To the ones most wise. The ones who will not. For lack of a better word, backstab anyone. And she looks at Arrows. Just look at you a little bit closer, and she like scoots uncomfortably in her chair.
I assure you, I am not whichever one you think. I do not want to harm you. Not much, anyway. You don't need to be afraid of me, though I must admit I do like it. But I wish to know more, and you seem to provide a wealth of answers. I suppose now and in the future I should come calling on you. And if I find this one, the one problem I have is should I find him, should he find me, it should be that we come together. And then, if I do not know he's the one you were looking for, how would I know not to? And how would he, or perhaps she, or it, know not to assail me? It is difficult. I cannot make any promises and will not eat him. But if I am able to help you, then I do not wish to disrupt your cabal of whatever it is you're doing, to bring Thog's Salads back.
Qualix!
I'm sorry, but the language is barbaric. It's not fit well in the Mihungi tongue. This Kitsunian.
She shakes her head. I will.
Really now, what's so difficult about it? Thought Qualix. It's easy to spell. And I'm saying this is in the Sundarian translation of the letters. THOGQALIX. You know what X would say. You use it all the time, sure, in your languages.
I'm staring at Bloodflower with I seem to be paying absolutely no attention to his lesson on a word that obviously is irrelevant in my mind. No, but I am not yours. I believe we have established that. To your satisfaction, have we not, Bloodflower?
We cannot know before it's all
I
all.
I know who my parentage is. My father is Muhongi. He is not your father, I assure you.
He could have lied.
Really, do I not seem my mother's son?
She's like, no, but
Yes.
Akrova. Have you found the last? Have you found the shackle yet? I know it was yesterday. Have you? Like we really needed Akrova. I do not.
I'm still looking.
He was because of that guy. We think you need to find the shackles. Fulfill the prophecy with us.
When he hears the word prophecy and he hears he thinks back to Kiro's prophecy as well, and his mind begins to, at least in his version, put pieces together, and an air of caution washes over his face. He looks upon her. Don't worry, I'll find it. I'm still looking, but I was pointed in right direction. I'll get to it soon enough.
See, like a small glow begins to fill her cheeks, and then the last one should be here. And she like looking around in the orcish community. I could imagine that this would have grown. You know, I just think the other city grew around it. Just looking at Avitex, we're not there. Oh yeah, she does give up a calming area, but it's
Here.
yeah. She's like looking at you. Do you have something that was given to you for a long, long time ago? And she smiles, just trying to be all pleasant about it.
Let's respond in Sindarian.
Yeah,
Forgive me if I do not understand your meaning, Angel Freen, Bloodflower. But the orcs, we do not perhaps do what it is you are alluding to. We do not give gifts.
no, you were giving a gift. You were given a gift a long time ago to keep safe.
Yes, I was given life. That is a great gift. I look to the others and I back at her.
No. Do your people not live for thousands of cycles?
Our lives are long.
Mm,
I sort of narrow my eyes a bit at her. You know of my people?
not much. Only that the text of my God speaks favorably about you, about loyalty and honor and a possible friendship. But of course, if he's not here, he cannot have a possible friendship with you. No. I do not know which part of the shackle you would have got, but it was that it was given to you.
To who?
To you.
Why do you think this?
It's in the text. I've written it. You were described as this old friend that was new, but would be friend.
You perhaps mistaken the text. Orc, we do not have shackles. Hobgoblin and Frostheart, they have shackles. They wish to give that upon Orc.
No, it does not mean shackle. She's like looking for words too.
A holding, a binding. I do not have any of these things. I have a Optalang, a cart, I have some barber tools. I have this.
Your temple should have something. You were giving something, right?
I look at her. Almost like I'm trying to divine what she's thinking.
Eros, you do not harm another one you see.
Harm one like you that feels like you. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Well, I will tell you this. If someone tries to harm me, I will do more than harm them. If they taste good and sweet, well. That being said, I will certainly attempt to work in accord with you, so that we might have peace here, me, you, and the dancing smoke snake, and your mythical third, your trinity. Well, that's all fine and good with me if we can work together. Perhaps just give me your hand for a moment. Just start reaching towards her.
And she just sits there. Like,
It's just place your hand in mine. Let us see what sort of sparks fly and burn into the night. Oh,
she said, no.
you are a stubborn one, blood flower, but I shall have you yet, I assure you. Oh, you know that no one has said that to me, and I think ever. I don't think anyone's ever said that to me.
Because I
So,
do not want to eat you.
oh, yes.
And she like stands up. Like looking at you with like a hard gaze, Eros, and then looking at the
I always just look at her like just like oozing sex. Just
And she looks at Abitax. I'm sorry if I offended you.
No. No. But you speak as if you are hurried. Or you stand.
Yeah, I wish to reach the spire soon.
Oh, there's nothing there. It's broken. Ruins. Why would you want to go there? You a...
To see him.
You think there is a god there?
No, there's a dead god there. And perhaps someone else. But
You have a long journey before you. You go alone? Or you
yes.
go with company? A caravan of sorts?
No. No one will travel to the spire, so that's why I have to go. And she like looks to Akrova.
Pay heed. Give respect to the orc. There are many up in the lands in the north.
Yes, I do.
They will help you on your way.
He turns to her and he just gives her a nod. Doesn't really say much.
Get the other shackle. Get this one.
I stand up with her, just like in, as if somehow I'm being chivalric.
You can see on the end of her tailbone.
Yeah.
It's covered, and there's like something there, as if there is a tail there.
My, what you have hiding? I'm just like staring at, I guess, her ass. I'm just like looking at her.
She looks. I have what he has, and she points to Kuro.
I bet you
You
do.
always come to the temple. I'm sure we would need you in gathering these, getting him back. And she like looks at you again, Eros.
Can I always
Phoenix.
come to the temple?
Of course.
Oh my, what a sultry invitation you leave lingering in the air.
She leaves, I guess. Yeah.
Have a pleasant day, my sweet, sweet flower.
She looks back and walks out of the community. Well, not really.
I smile broadly at her, glassing my white teeth at the last linger of her eye.
You cannot see the end of the like orcish community, but you can feel that she's still in here as she like turns like a corner. So, yeah, that's for other things.
Arkova breathes a large sigh of relief as she leaves. You know, I really thought that was going to go down south very quickly.
Don't you just love her, Arkova? Isn't she just rapturous?
She fills me with unease.
Why? She fills me with many things, that not one of them. Many things.
There's a mixture of things, but it is also because she is Freyne.
Why do Freyne fill you with unease? They always make me hungry.
It's because they are... Every time I'm around one, there is a sense of calm that washes over me when there shouldn't be one. It is both inviting and discomforting.
It's very odd. It's not the feeling that washes over me at all. I assure you, I am most not calm at the moment. I'm sort of scanning around for like any even vaguely attractive females in my heightenedly aroused state.
Not a good time to be in the orc community.
Yeah, there's Nikali, like one walking around with one attractiveness, but she's of course Nikali, and I do not know about your preferences, but she is, Nikali.
She, the Freyne Angel Blood Flower spoke of another name.
What?
What does this mean, Kuro? She looked at you. Do you know her?
In a way, I knew her. In another time, another life, when I had another voice, and other hands. I was there when she was born. One of the cruel jokes when the mother must die to save the child. You must choose one or the other. I was there. A surgeon, a barber like you. Though my hands have forgotten those skills. But I made a choice. I saved her. And now I see that time itself, destiny, fate, what have you, has wrapped her up so tightly. I believe she will outlast any of us, any single one of us.
Do you think? I believe that perhaps she has enchanted you three. Each of you giving different looks to the angel. Dangerous. She wishes to put tasks upon you. Searching for shackles. That is never a good thing. Shackles are never to be something to be sought after.
Well, there won't be any shackles on me, I assure you of this, and I would recognize if she was some sort of magi, reaching into our minds and stirring them about. No, she did not do this. She simply awoke memories within me, feelings within Eros, and subsumed certain feelings within Arkova. No, I don't think it's anything to do with her species.
Or
I
scent.
think it's just her.
Yes, she must have been emitting a strong musk. Commanded all three of your attention quite well.
She most certainly was. Most certainly.
I look at you and I'm now like reaffirming my idea.
I nod back at you like, right?
Arkova looks upon you, Avatax, and goes, "Oh, she is attractive, but it is not.
She's
It is not that.
She's
What?
plain.
Oh, look,
But she's-
Arkova's standards are they're broad. You know, I'm just saying. He hands love where it needs to be love. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, it is not. It wasn't that as much as it was the fact that she is Freen. Being around her peoples makes mine calm. They have some sort of aura projected from them. It's calming. Did you not feel it?
No, she seemed to be in a hurry. Go to ruins, broken, and desolate place.
Yes, if anyone needs to learn calm, it's her. Impatient, rushing away from us.
I do find it
I agree.
rather bold. She would make such a journey by herself. Even one such as large as yourself and Eros having the rationale to move in a caravan with a band of travelers.
No, I heard her boast before. She said that she could destroy a whole building if she wished it. Somehow a part of me believes this.
This, I am unsure of that, Arkova. I do not think you are correct in this, but I do not know entirely myself. She is smaller than you, perhaps an ogre. I've seen.
He abruptly
ogre.
walks. He abruptly walks up to you, not in an intimidating manner, but he leans in close and goes, "Yesterday, I did not think a man could have wings of flame, but I was wrong." And he pointed over to Eros.
I slowly look at Eros, remembering that last night. And I like nod, like agreeing, like suddenly I saw it too.
He agrees. You see his head shaking, like, "Yeah, see."
I look at you both like I love the attention. Like I'm just sucking it in somehow.
But she has entranced you three to do this for her. It seems you've all agreed, or at least one of you. I look at Eros. Look at Kudo.
Yes. We have struck a compact of sorts, and perhaps it shall be to my benefit. She is clearly very powerful, and well, I can think of better things than killing her. Perhaps our arrangement can work out for my overall advantage. It most certainly has.
And nod. Do you know where to look? As
I have no idea where to look, but I do know how to look.
I see.
No, I'm sure you don't.
I do not wish to speak of this prior to this meeting, but the Dukusit that assailed you, Eros. One of them I believe to be wielding mystical abilities. If this is true, then you are perhaps in danger. If they have targeted you like they have my people, perhaps it is best you stay here, within the orc community, behind wall.
Yes. If you are being targeted by mystical assassins, then best you stay with the orcs. But
No,
not here. This would be the first place that they would look. So not within my home, but
no.
within elsewhere.
Guero, you must come with me. You've become very close to me. In my heart, I view you like a manservant.
Uh, that is that is very flattering, and a manservant who I will note you have never paid. Um, and so I do not believe that our relationship is
Oh,
as
Guero,
such.
Guero, I have paid you with my presence. What more what could be worth more than that? Gold? Nay. Animals? Of course not. Potatoes? It's ridiculous. Rocks? I don't know what you would do with those. But my presence is in of itself a gift that you can enjoy over and over, countlessly, continuously, in every way. You are paid even now.
I will say this: the moment is never dull with you around.
Of course not.
Nagali will protect you, Kuro.
And don't forget me as well.
Yes, we'll need a large home to fit Arkova, and preferably one with a second story in case Eros wishes to fly with these supposed wings of his. We'll need that as well.
The Yukusit. Uh, I believe that perhaps we are under attack. You see the Nagali with their weapons and metal they wear on their person. I believe it is best that we all take caution in this time. Do not go to the woods. Certainly not during the coming long night. It is not a safe place.
Wait,
Here's the thought.
let me get this straight. Are you telling a Mihangi not to go into the woods during the long night for fear of rabbits?
Yes, that is what I say. Yes. Did I mistranslate?
What do you think? What do you think wolves eat? Have you ever seen a rabbit hopping back with a wolf in its mouth?
But I have seen dagger of copper go into you sometimes. They are vicious. And I feel that many of them perhaps speak with dark things in that wood. Where else would they hide?
Dark things. Well, there's another Mihangi in the woods, apparently, if that's what you're talking about. You think they're in league with him, then? And his, I don't know what the other thing was with the horns. Satyr, I guess?
No, the Forest Watch. And I like whisper to you three, they have been attacked. And you remember the wounds. They are busy as well. Something comes from the wood.
Yes, Eros. Far be it from me to malign any skill in combat, for I know that you wield that sword with wild abandon, and all the last thing that they see is them shimmering silver runes, and the last thing they feel is the bite of most holy obsidian cutting into their flesh. But I've been here longer than you have, and there are things out there in the dark wood. I've been here for many a long night. I've seen a wolf made of shadow and had 8 red eyes going along the side of its head and even across its body. I've seen something in the trees with so many arms I couldn't even count it. It was swinging from branch to branch. I'm sure it was just looking to scoop someone up in there into the trees. pop their head right off. They are most unnatural things. And, well, Hansa Kiyun, he is a mighty warrior, though he regards you, I must say, with some professional jealousy, some personal jealousy, that he should as well feel.
Of course, yes, you're quite right there. He is beneath me, and we both know it.
And yet he is still a strong and dangerous man, and if he
He
is
is
given
beyond me.
pause, yes, but if even he is given pause by things out there, and his wife, Giesh, who does not share the same name as Gyush. Gyush is the snake. Giesh is the horned one. You can remember her name, but she is the one who has been gashed open and will surely soon die. And Hansa Kiyun will be filled with rage, and the town will be even more open to attack with him distracted so in his bereavement and grief. I know the Mihangi that feel deeply, almost as deeply as Kitsune, you see.
I knew of a clayman. He was very wise and cunning. His name was Atwell Deliria. I had spoken with him for many nights, but every time the long night would come, he would always speak to his wives. He would always tell them to stay inside. He showed respect, perhaps fear, of the long night and of the wood close by. Those times were simpler, but here, now, in these next few days, I advise caution to you all. Doing soliloquies?
It's getting late for two of the gentlemen's.
Okay.
So, well, I have to pick an order. Trevor, you are the first one on my screen, so there we go. Oh, sorry. I got ahead of myself. Which theme song do we want?
We'll do the happy one. Oh, well, whatever.
Oh, is that the nut?
And so, here it is, the lines of fate, moving ever closer and closer to the horizon. Finally, I crest that hill and I see destiny. How many lives have I lived? Paths have I walked? This is where I needed to go. So there are three then. Hela, perhaps Eros, and a third, Zagiush. How strange. A bizarre parent, a bizarre triad. And yet, why do I remember something? A port. Was it Newport? At the edge of the desert, where the sand meets the ocean. Yes, Freyne, Mihangi, Typhon, they live there. Is it so strange? Those would be the three. Time will tell. Yes. So many lives. Each one lived, filled with mistakes. Oh, my destiny was there, just out of reach. It's like being starving and choking man in the desert, being able to see the water, but not be able to reach it. And I think back to one of my previous lives, choking out his last gasp in the desert, falling upon the blackened ash of that desert as the lighter gray and white ash floats over him. There it is, an entire desert looking as if the scorched earth and wood, all is desolation there. Each and every one strode towards this destiny. But will I finally be the one to reach it? Is it hubris to think so? I think not. I have worked lifetimes towards this. Strange that my goal be to finally enter the process of death, but not before I'm done. Not before I'm done, not before those white masked ones come for me. Attempt to erase my mind and take all my knowledge with me. No, I've come too far. I've fought too hard to end now. Just a few more steps. Kuro. Just a few more steps. And then another voice echoes out from the darkness. Why do you treat with them? Why do you speak to food in such a way? No. Who are you? The one I hear so many times. Have you ever wondered why my voice speaks the loudest out of hundreds, maybe thousands? Why I've guided you so perfectly this whole time? It's because I was the first, and you, Kuro, you're gonna be the last.
There were times when my father would set me down and tell me the tales of high adventure. He would tell me of heroes, of villains. In each of those stories there were burdens and trials they had to face. This must be mine to face, to avenge you, Father. My path is riddled with those who practice in the paths of the Magi, those beings of sacred power, those practitioners of things long forgotten in another time and age, and of spiritual beings of great prowess. Yeah, that is my destiny, it seems. My body is gripped with fear. I fear for my own soul. But what I fear even more is not being able to avenge you, Father. To be dragged down into a depth of despair unlike any I have ever seen. And to have failed. I can't let that happen. They've taken too much away from me. My father. My love. The only thing that they haven't taken away. Swings his mandolin forward. They haven't taken this. As long as I keep playing, they can never take that away. My art. My beauty. My passion. It's here. As he strokes upon the very strings of the mandolin, lightly pricking them. No, they won't take this away from me. They can pry this from my cold, dead fingers. As I kill each and every one of them, I'll slay them all to the very end. So be it. If I have to face down magics great and powerful, so be it. I'll do so. With my booming voice. And this body, and he flexes. The very muscles pulsating. His chest bouncing up and down. Do, 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 do. they'll face that. I am Arkova, Mountain's voice. I will not back down. Not a chance. So come with it, Destiny. If it is as Kiro predicted, then I will make sure that all of Flame Dance will remember this name. And a hand reaches up to where the sun is and gently begins to grasp over it, reaching outwards towards Destiny.
See the grim face of Apatax getting off the cart the night prior, walking into the holy and sacred temple of that old tree. Walking in, the first thing you see, the great mirror. I pause, knowing that I bring a gift. One of the many souls to be given for the retribution. They will have their proper punishment. As I bow down, and the ghost looks around, wide-eyed. Your final resting place. And anger shows in that Dixit's eyes as she looks down, finding that perhaps she has been lied to. But it's too late! As there's another presence. Her ears go down. A predator. A hand. She's gone. To this one. Soon many. 19 souls for the 19 orcs lost. And as time goes on, in the festivities, the following morning, these angels obviously enchanted these weaker-minded things. You, a practitioner, spark of concern came into your visage, angel, when you spoke of magic, of magi. You must know. You must know. Secrets that you ought not to. Why? Who did you steal these from, angel? What soul did you have to torture? Go alone amongst the land of orcs to an old place. Dare utter its name. Yes, I guess its common name. Once that yourself, angel, could never know the true name of something so beautiful made by those hands, those minds, so vast. All 44 of them and their children dare defile such a ruined place. And ruined because of your gods and their fighting, their need for domination, their war. There's not just orcs up there, angel. Watch your step when you walk into those woods.
So many cycles ago, I fell to this place from another dimension. thrust amongst these beasts. I was the wolf born of egg, and always put under taloned foot. But now my ascension becomes evident. What I knew with every beat of my heart would be truth, realized, made manifest in my mind, and now with you, my precious servant Quero, we shall be known in legend and legacy. You, perhaps not by many, but me, by all to come after, as I am anointed to rule this world with reigns of obsidian. I am the Adonis made flesh, the Adonis that shall re-elevate that staircase, flying on feathery wings, back to the dimension which spawned me, the cracked egg, put right, and I shall span the heavens. Oh, I hear you now in adoration. Quero, won't we do this so very much, so very nicely? Why, yes, we will.
And we skip ahead to a day. Comfort for some, as the farmers are looking over their fields, pleased with the growth, waiting for that, the last day. And then they see something in the horizon, a big, dark storm looming in, but they see no thunderbirds. They see no lightning. And he will end there. Play within Ring of Fire. Thank you for watching. Bye. Yeah. Hype.